Hello, welcome back to episode 12 of our D&D campaign. Guys,
back, bitches!
Everyone, introduce yourselves. Who are you and what are you?
I am Malsanct, the tiefling cleric, holder of the powerful pseudo-dragon Ave, which is my buddy. Flies around everywhere with me. Although he walks a lot and sits on my shoulders a lot. Using a little back pain. Doesn't help that the party member also sits on my shoulders a lot. Anyway, yeah, just traveling in the Underdark right now, trying to teleport. Got us in a very different adventure, I guess. Just wanted to go back to a place we were, and I ended up in the Underdark. With these assholes.
Okay, Callum, who are you and who are you playing? You're deaf and muted.
Of course. Sorry, I was going to character sheet. I'm playing as the monk in Patty.
Professionals!
You tell I do this regularly.
Yeah. Every Sunday.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Callum.
Playing as in Patty, monk. Currently we're all at level 6. I mean, that's about it. That's the summary. Level 6 monk who's a Triton.
What are your as Impetu? What are your goals?
Alright, so Impetu's goals are mainly just to try and find some sort of way to bring the name of the Triton people. So Tritons aren't familiar in the sort of like usual kind of like D&D universe. They're people who kind of like, well, fish type creatures who descend at quite a depth, and they're usually not too well known. So I think the main aim is to try and find a way through any means possible to spread the good Triton name, you know.
To make the Triton species more known to the surface world.
Yeah, but yeah, to give them a good name sort of thing, you know. When you hear the name, they're not known at the moment, but when you hear the name Triton, you know, you'll think of something good, anyway.
That's your goal, anyway, as Impetu.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Will, who are you? What are you?
Avalana. I'm a level 6 warlock. My race is Kalashar, or like dream people. Sort of put it plainly.
You are from the realm of dreams, so that's where your species is from.
Yeah. That.
Yeah. Which makes it very hard for your patron to communicate with you. He actually has to physically come up from the 9 hells because you're pacted with a fiend.
Thank you. I was going to say that, and I didn't know that. But to be honest,
well, I said
I knew about the fiend, but not the.
The way patrons normally communicate with their warlocks or the people who have pacts with them is through dreams. But because you're a Kalashan, you don't dream. So he has to physically come up to you.
Oh, nice! I get the honour of meeting the bastard.
Yes. And Wade, who are you and what are you?
I am SHHH, and I am a proud creator on OnlyFans.
Wade, I love you and hate you sometimes.
I appreciate it.
Please be serious.
Is that legal? Is it underage?
Shit, man.
Yes, I am the mute bard, and I will not be saying much this session, hence the whole mute bard contradiction.
But you use message. You use message to communicate with people.
Oh yeah, begrudgingly.
Okay, so the party have accidentally been teleported to another waystone in the world. They couldn't get out because one of the runes that they would normally activate is currently covered in stone. The roof caved in and covered the entire room in stone. They cannot use the waystone to get back to where they were. All because of begrudgingly, all because of Malsanct there.
Hey, I have a few spiders. recently received that.
Yes.
I'm covered in webs still.
Again, because Shush did clean the webbing off.
I was clean for an episode or two, and then I ran into another phase.
Yeah, Wade's character cleaned him.
It was Shush, as she was on top of his shoulders at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got bored.
Some sexy cleaning of webs.
No.
Oh yeah.
Remember, Shush is underage.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Never mind. I retract that statement completely.
No, don't
Please
sub
don't.
my OnlyFans.
Shut up.
It's illegal.
music.
These guys have been travelling in the Underdark for what seems like a day without a day-night cycle. You guys aren't 100% sure how long you've been underground for. You've saved a Smurf Nibblum, or a Deep Gnome, from...
Oh, motherfucker!
You're right.
The bolt fell out my chair.
Oh!
You okay?
I think so. That really hurt. Ow.
Oh,
Wait,
Christ.
what happened?
A bolt fell out of his chair.
Oh,
And the rod just shot up my ass a bit.
Oh.
oh, shit.
I've experienced that as well. Thankfully, it went into my butt cheek, but fucking hell, does it still hurt?
Right, I'm going to be quiet
Thank
for a
God
second.
you're not
Yeah,
on camera.
you sort yourself out, Wade. Christ. Okay, these guys have been. They saved a small Smurf Nibblum girl named Girly from a grill and a grick. A grell and a grick. Sorry. I should know this. You saved her from a couple of grells. Wade, on the way back from retrieving his immovable rod, decided to bring some gricks along, including an alpha grick.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Yes, that was fun. As Wade ran up giggling because she brought up across a load of worms with 4 tentacles coming out of their face and a large beak.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, they
you're
hurt
after
me a
XP.
lot.
Yes, they did. As you guys were helping and finding out more information from the Smurf Nibblum girl, you all heard a "Oi! What are you doing over there?" As you look over and you see a dwarven man, quite really heavily built, stocky, covered in this plate mail, beard, but it's not really made of hair. It's more quills than anything else. White flowing back hair, bunched up in a what you would assume is like a man bun kind of thing, just for visualization. Holding a very big hammer in both hands. What are you doing over there? And this is where I leave it to you guys.
Okay.
Well, we are travelers who happen to get lost.
You are trespassing in the Queen's lands.
What queen?
Okay, that's helpful. Which queen?
The Queen of the Garden of Stone.
Thank you. Does anyone know where that lies?
Yeah. Out of curiosity, I don't suppose you happen to know as to whether she's also referred to as maybe the Queen of the Mountain?
Oh, shit.
She's only the Queen of the Garden of Stone, as far as I know.
And you know of no other queen by the name of Queen of the Mountain?
Nope.
Okay.
Coincidence.
You are trespassing in Milady's land. What is your business here?
Milady.
Getting out of
Queen.
here, actually.
Getting out.
We kind of can't because we accidentally teleported here.
What do you mean teleported?
With the way stones or shrines, I don't know what they are.
The Waystones, yes, we know of that
yeah,
ancient
the
magic.
Waystone. Basically, we were trying to get out of this dungeon, and effectively, yeah. Some of us made it to our location, which we're meant to go, and some of us made it to here. So people that went to the England.
Ah, so one of you dumbasses teleported to the wrong location and dragged the rest of you with him.
Malsax
pretty much.
whistles absent-mindedly.
Thank you for deciphering my.
From the looks of it, it'd be you there. And it's all and he gestures to Avalana.
What?
That's what he does. Right. So you've been wanting a way out of this place.
Yes, please. And
Yeah,
a
pretty much.
map
Well,
of the continent?
we don't have any. We have maps of the Underdark around here, but we do not have any of the continent itself. We don't need such things. So I'm afraid, as you are trespassing, I will have to take you to my lady.
Oh, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, fine. We have more questions, but I think she'd be better suited to answer them anyway.
Name
So,
your
if you
questions
wouldn't
now.
mind- Questions now. How are your allegiances? Have you heard of the one who lies to the east? They call across the desert lands that they call Dagon.
Never heard of the bastard in my life.
No. Okay, then lead on, please.
Alright. He actually directs you to go first, And from around the corner, you see 3 more of these like dwarves. Some with longer quilled beards than others. Again, like all in plate mail. Axes, grey stone-like skin. If they hadn't moved, you wouldn't have seen them at first.
Does the armor seem like high quality? Like
Very high quality. Very high quality.
They're probably a lot stronger than us.
Come
My
with
XP senses are tingling.
no. Believe me, these things are a lot stronger than the Greek.
Oh, they're really tingling now.
Separate from our party, please, when you do that.
Yeah. They direct you. So there's 2 dwarfs in the front, 2 dwarfs in the back, and your party of 4 in the middle. And they direct you down, no, not down, atop this like valley wall. Like, remember what I said last time? Where it was like a V-shaped valley, road and stream in the middle of those 2 points. And then on the tops of these valleys, they're like flat edges where people could walk. They lead you across one of the tops of these, and after about an hour or so worth of walking, they take you past a couple of like stony villages. They seem to be what you would assume like smooth top of eggs shaped dome-like structures, villages filled with the Smurf Nibblins, or the deep gnomes. Excuse me. But you don't get close enough to see them and how they are. You do notice a couple of the dwarven guards around and in the villages. All of you give me a perception check. All of you who are looking, anyway.
I won't roll one.
Okay.
I'm definitely looking.
Perception check. I got a 12.
Natural 1.
Got an 8.
His eyes implode.
Plus 4, so what's that? 12.
Well, if you roll above a 10, you would notice that some of the dwarves over in the village are pulling the Smurf Nibblins out of their houses, putting them in a line, and these Smurf Nibblins are going over putting what looks to be ore and gems and all manner of like shiny things, stuff you would find in a mine, ores, gems, like precious stones, all that kind of stuff. They're putting them in the middles, and any who don't move forwards get either a hammer to the gut, one of their arms gets broken, or a leg gets broken. Not particularly nice.
If you're going for me, ignorant Malsanct.
You are looking at the glorious structure of this like white stone castle. It's quite a juxtaposition. It's like a white stone castle, like limestone and such, but the rest of the cavern is made of like a darker purplish blackish sort of rock. So it stands out. Ooh, excuse me. The dwarf walks you towards the entrance and then stops, turns around, looks at the 4 of you. Right, you will address her as Your Majesty or Queen Vixana. Do not.
May I have that name once more? New name for me.
Queen Vixana.
Okay.
Do not look at her either.
What do you mean, like in her eyes, or like at her generally?
For your own safety at all. Keep your heads down.
Why for our own safety?
Otherwise you'll be turned to stone, boy.
Fair point.
Oh, fuck.
Nice, we're gonna get stoned.
No. Not in the good way, anyway.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Give me just a moment.
The joke had to be made.
It's impractical to have everyone who looks at you turn to stone.
Here we go.
Either spiffing or dear lads. Spiffing.
I managed to get a strip of RGB lights for my computer.
Right. Okay.
SHHH's plans usually are quite elaborate and dangerous.
Nice.
Maybe this
In a
one.
word, convoluted.
In front of this queen, make sure you keep an eye on Shush.
Yeah, there's someone we ought to be looking at.
Are you saying that out loud or?
So if we can't look at the
No,
queen,
no.
Shush
This
has
is
to
meta
talk in-
speak.
Right, enough mattering then. He then, do you all understand these rules?
Yeah.
Clearly.
Can I arc an eyebrow?
You can arc an eyebrow if you want, yeah?
Just to see if he's actually looking at me.
He notices.
Ah,
What's wrong, child?
I just smile and wave my hands around innocently, as though it was nothing.
Right. Just to reiterate. Address her as your majesty or Queen Vixana. Do not look at her. Keep your eyes to your boots.
Okay.
I don't like
Sure
that.
thing.
I don't-
Follow on then.
He,
Well,
tu-
avoid
he
waiting.
this stocky dwarf turns again, leads you through the doors. The doors are opened from the other side by two more dwarfs, both with blindfolds over their eyes.
Quick question, sorry.
Mhm. Go for it.
Out of curiosity, if we happen to glance at Queen Vixana, but in the reflection of, say, metal or a puddle or
Oh, you
something,
bastard.
will we still be turned to stone?
I like
That I do
like
not know,
that
but I
idea.
wouldn't. That I wouldn't
We'll
know,
try it.
but I wouldn't risk it.
Okay.
I don't know why you're giggling, Wade. This is homebrew, remember?
I mean,
Great,
if anyone
well.
knows Greek mythology, though, it's
Medusa.
Medusa.
Well, he
Exactly.
doesn't
Well,
have to
just-
follow the rules of Medusa. We aren't Perseus.
just gargoyles in general, but
Well,
sure.
with Persei.
Gorgons, but yeah.
Gorgon, sorry, not gargoyles. Yeah, that's an entirely different thing.
Yeah, I was
Gargoyles
gonna
are-
say,
Oh,
I say yeah, wrong creature that count. But yeah.
Yeah, both STEM related.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
to a
just
degree.
playing Skyrim.
But anyway.
Dawn God DLC.
Anyway,
Like the goggles and that.
well. Anyway, this dwarven figure leads you through the castle gates. As I said, the two dwarves open the doors, both with blindfolds over their eyes. And you're led into this hall. Again, the beautifully carved pillars leading down, and like the embossing on the stone is magnificent work. All this brilliant white still.
I assume I will only be looking at the bottom of all those beautiful pillars because I won't risk looking up.
Can I cast illusion?
What,
To
what
make-
is the illusion going to take form of?
Myself walking up the stairs, eyes forward.
Okay.
You're going to have to roll me a performance check and then a stealth check, because where have you gone?
I can just stay at the bottom
Stay
of
in
the
the same
stairs. They're
location,
blindfolded.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. They can't see it.
Looking true.
You still have the two dwarfs behind you.
Yeah, but they're blindfolded.
No. The two that
Aren't
open
they?
the two that open the you've got a party of four leading you to the castle.
Okay.
Two of them
Right,
were on
makes
the
sense,
two
yeah.
of them were on the other sides on the inside of the castle. Open the doors.
Okay. No biggie. I'll take a performance then stealth.
Well, stealth first, because where are you going to be disappearing to?
Okay, stealth first.
Well, where are you going to be disappearing to?
Just behind one of the pillars.
Behind one of the pillars. Okay.
I only got 14. But can I simultaneously cast illusion?
Is it concentration? I forget.
Yes.
Okay. First off, that's a 19 on their perception.
Yep.
The two blindfolded dwarves notice that you're not with the rest of the pie, and instantly put their spear between you and your hiding spot before you get to it. Said, with your party now.
Still cast illusion.
There is a second shush,
Yes. Running up the stairs.
but you are still with these two dwarves, and they know you're there.
Why
they
did
know
you
I
have to?
Did
do
I
this?
notice the illusion going up?
The whole point is to stay alive.
Perception?
What? Dwarves have to do
No,
perception,
you.
right?
No, you. I was asking you, Malsanct.
Oh, this is just... I'm not looking... I have no idea. I'm looking at the fucking floor.
Oh yeah, true. No, but the two dwarfs. In fact, yeah, all of you roll me a perception check anyway, except for Wade.
No.
To see if you notice these two dwarfs going, oi, with the rest of your party now.
There. 8.
16.
Got a 5.
For them, just to measure their loudness. Yeah, that beats all of you, so yeah. You guys hear these two dwarfs go, oi, with the rest of your party. And you see a shush standing with you. As you're looking back, you see a shush with the two guards.
I was bolting up the stairs, like bolting.
No, your illusion was,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
which is making no sound.
In theory, illusion's meant to make it as realistic as possible, so you'd hear the footsteps.
Not from what I know.
Okay.
Okay, but yeah, you guys have all noticed and now looked back because the dwarf character with you also notices the fact that shush. There are two shushes now.
And in conjunction with this, can I now start acting as though I'm not real? Being just a bit of a space case, or more of a space case.
Give me a performance check.
That is a beautiful 27.
27. The dwarf thinks you're the illusion. He goes over to the illusionary dwarf, the illusionary shush, and tries to grab their arm.
It should have run by now. The whole point is it's running away, running towards the Queen.
No, the queen's not in this room.
Oh, then no.
Up the stairs.
Yeah, it's up the stairs. That's where
I
it's meant to be running.
would have said if the queen was in this room or not.
Oh, then I've wasted my whole thing.
Yes.
Oh, I just shoot it with a bow, shoot the illusion.
You'll just cancel the illusion.
No, I'll shoot it.
Shoot it with a
Okay.
bow. Kill it.
I'm assuming you're going to make the illusion stand still.
No, it's running. I'm pissed.
Okay.
Can't cast it anymore.
Okay. Shoot the illusion.
But I can. Yeah, I've got 2 more.
Roll to hit. You have to hit your own AC.
Easy. I've got 14, but mine's 11.
You hit it, and as the arrow goes through the illusion, just turns to dust. Well, not dust, but like glitter sort of thing.
Then I use Mage Hand to get my arrow back, and I start sulking.
You get the arrow back. The dwarf comes up to you, and he's going to grab you by the arm and fling you with the rest of your with the rest of your party. He's going to 4 points of bludgeoning. 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the steps. No more of these illusions.
Why is it before we even talk to anyone, someone always does something stupid?
I'd like to address one of the guards and say to the guards, I apologise for my fellow party members' actions, although I would like to say now ahead of time, neither myself nor our tiefling friend nor the pasty maiden condone any of the actions done by the bard, and we'd like to assure you that any actions committed by the bard happen to be of the bard's own fruition, not anything to do with any pre-planned stuff. We can't account for her
She's
free
with
will.
your party. You're accountable as well. Get moving.
And
And
in which case I'd like to
he seems pissed.
Okay, I don't tolerate that. That's annoying.
Better we're
I-
not in a court case.
I know, but I mean, I don't want to get grouped into a lot when we're inside there, because I feel like Shh has quite a weird way of thinking, and I feel like we might all get severely fucked if Shh happens to have a convoluted plan that doesn't quite plan out.
What? No, what?
I'm going to stand my ground and in fact actually make a persuasion attempt. I'm going to try and persuasion attempt on the guy to try and say, I'm not with the ideas of Shh. Although we travel together, our ideas are not pre-planned.
Give me persuasion. Considering he's quite pissed, you're gonna have to be at least a 15, buddy.
Well, I've got a +0 modifier, so
Oh, real shit.
That should be good.
here we go. Ready? Big rolls, big rolls. 17.
Hey!
Fucking boo. That may be so. Just keep her under control.
We'll try our best.
Malsank
keep moving.
will
Make sure you do.
Malsank will shoot a wink to approving of our shenanigans.
What?
Don't encourage.
Yeah. Totally.
I'm enjoying.
I've still got an idea.
I wish
I
this
would
was
like
whiskey.
to. I would like to live until level 20, or nearer to level 20 than whatever we are now.
Agreed.
You're level
Bloody hell,
6.
I'm not making. I'm not trying to make you to
when we
real
reach
world
about, when we reach level 19, feel free to go ape shit.
Right,
I'm
carrying
not
on.
planning on being that old in real life.
Carrying on. He then marches towards the front of you guys again, and leads you on. The two guards at the doors now going back to their position, like spear in like not spear, like axe in hand, and close the doors behind you. Now, these look like quite big, heavy wooden doors, like probably like mahogany or something like that, just something really heavy. Yeah, these guys close it with ease. And the dwarf in front walks you up a set of stairs, round a left corridor, and then into a main chamber. Are you guys all looking at your feet?
Yeah.
Nope.
I am.
Shush, where are you looking?
I look straight at the ceiling.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
She's looking at the ceiling, just as good for now. Ah, Dagon, who have you brought me this time? Your Majesty, I bring these 4 travellers. They were seen at the west entrance. Apparently they got lost through a waystone, and they cannot return via that direction. Ah, I see. Some more lost souls. Tell me, adventurers. Like, her voice is silky smooth, if you could look at her, she'd be beautiful. Or at least
10
that's
out of
what
10.
that's what you're imagining in your head. Tell me, adventurers.
Your
What?
voice really don't cut it for me.
I know, my voice is not fucking high enough for that shit. Tell me, adventurers, why are you in my lands?
An accident it was.
Did you just call him Dagon?
They're gone to
Dagon, yes. That is his name.
Just out of curiosity, meta-wise anyway, meter DM, is the guy visibly of Dragonborn race?
No, he is a dwarf.
Oh, okay, thank fuck. Then I'll stay quiet. Yeah.
Just so you know, Malsank already has a prejudice against him, even though he knows it isn't a slaver. That name just rings wrong.
Well, there's only one way out of my lands. But in order for my help, you'll have to help me. Fair exchange.
Fair enough.
How?
I would like you to retrieve an item for me. There was once a drow enclave. A woman there was doing research on demons and the demonic threats and a way to stop it. I would like her research.
Do you know anything of the above ground operations of this Underdark civilization?
Say again in English, please, Stefan.
Well, I in the past did encounter some drow on the surface. I wonder, where do you send your scouts?
I do not have any drow scouts. My warriors forces the dwarves. These Durgar. The Durgar, I help the Durgar and the lowly Smurfniblins, and they return the favour. I brought them farming and riches. technologies they had never heard of before. It seemed like magic to them at first, but once I explained, they caught on. Anyone? Oh, Callum, you alright? You've gone grey.
Yeah, I'm good. Don't worry about it. In the process of doing a thing.
Right, okay.
Am I able, and anyone feel free to say no at any point, to use Mage Hand to identify her face?
Oh!
Just like grasping her face.
You know how blind people, they like touch people's faces?
Yeah.
I should have by now been able to ascertain where her face or where the voice is coming from.
I don't think you should be
do
doing that.
You could do that much. Mind you, she will feel the Mage Hand.
She'll feel
Oh.
it, she won't see it.
What a move.
Do
No.
not do that.
I'm going to, it seems logical to me.
And you... What?
Is my camera back, by the way?
Yeah, you're
Hello?
back.
Yeah,
you're back.
yeah.
You're definitely back, Fishman.
In Pet's
Hey, you
blue.
got a thingy. Ah,
Welcome to the club, Callum.
he's swimming under the sea.
Right.
Under the sea. Anyone else gonna back me
right.
up on this argument where he shouldn't try and
Oh,
feel
hell
the
no.
cream with
Sure, she's
Mage
free to go
Hand?
do whatever she wants.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ, really.
So you're going to try and Mage Hand her face to get a good sense of what she looks like, yeah?
Yeah?
Can you feel through Mage Hand?
Yep.
Does it say that?
Yeah, you're
Well, you also use your own strength through Mage Hand,
Yeah.
so I assume it goes both ways.
I
Like,
understand-
you
I
reset, you go
understand
through it and it goes
strength.
back.
But, like, touch is completely
Like the sense of touch, yeah. No, I get what you mean, but I'll allow it. I'm not going to
different.
waste time looking it up. Okay, so roll me. Do you have to roll for Mage Hand or anything?
No?
Okay.
Just cantrip.
Yeah, cantrip.
I'm gonna. Oh, she got +4 on her perception. 16, unnatural 20 on feeling it. She grabs. Like from what you can feel through the Mage Hand, she grabs it, squeezes it, and shatters the magic.
Okay, but she would have... I would have got a touch of her face, right?
You would have felt very delicate, smooth skin. Oh, who's
Human,
streaming?
Like?
Who's streaming? You are.
Me. Just
What's this?
just to quickly close arguments.
Da-da-da-da.
Apparently Mage Hand doesn't have any sensation of touch.
Oh, technically no. Okay, cool. Right, can you close
Sorry,
the stream?
it's just, I'm a bit of it's just I'm a bit of a stickler. I kind of, I prefer to find
Well,
out
then-
as to whether...
Okay,
it-
so from now on, then we know that.
Well, just so then I should be able to... Because you can feel through your Mage Hand, you know what position it's in. In theory, I would have put my hand against her face so I'd know the imprint. So
Okay,
I'd then be
I'll-
able to do it with my own hand.
Yeah,
to
you wouldn't know texture like softness, but you would know shape.
Yeah, I'd know shape.
You'd know shape. Yeah, she has a very human feeling face.
Perfect. By the way, I take damage for that.
True, you do. How much damage is that? I forget.
So I'd be shattered.
No, the Mage Hand is shattered.
Yeah, I'm shattered as well.
Oh, wait, what?
For all intents and purposes, it's an extra limb.
Is it
Okay,
psychic
well,
damage or?
Yeah, I would say it'll have to be no, our class is magic damage, so it'll be. Let's use this one for now. You take 4 points of magic damage as
Okay.
the Mage Hand itself is shattered. Your hand, you feel intense pain in your right hand.
Alright, I'm going to scream in agony at that. And I'm going to start holding my arm so it's very clear who did it.
It is already very clear who did it.
How?
I mean, from meta point of view.
Oh.
Oh, I get it.
You all hear a loud hiss, multiple hissing, and she shouts, "Dagon, take her to the dungeon! How dare you try to attack me like that?" And she's not got kind. She sounded very kind. That has gone.
Then I might have a good look.
You look at her.
May as well.
Roll me a con save.
I'm dead. That's a 4.
A 4.
4.
Oh no.
Well, mission to save
Shush.
Tell us what she looks like before you turn to stone.
No, I'm remembering it, so you have to come and save me.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Shush. As you look at her, she's a beautiful, beautiful woman until you look at her. Her jaw elongates, 2 large fangs sticking up from the bottom and the top of her mouth. Her eyes glow white. All the eyes on the snakes that make her hair, all the eyes on there turn white. Their mouths agape, hissing at you. And you are turned to stone.
Cool. Rock on, boys. Rock on. I did all of that for a
Stone.
pun. I did all of that for a pun. I hate my life.
Rock on.
It was worth it. I enjoyed it.
Does the party notice that she turned into stone while they get
I think we would.
The painful whimpers of Shush suddenly stop, and you hear the slight cracking of stone as her body is enveloped into stone.
Okay, now Melsak does a plan.
I turn around to the party and say, I am not surprised at this.
Wait, you turn to the party?
Yeah, oh, I know, I just say to the party, why am I not surprised?
Do we know from the sound of the crackle of stone? Are we going to have to do like an intelligence roll, or do we just know that Wade has been turned to stone?
Well, give me all three of you. Give me an intelligence check,
Yeah.
because you all heard the hissing, and then the crackling of flesh being turned to stone.
But we might not know if, 1
Yeah.
and 1 equals 2. Yeah, I get you.
I got an unnatural 21.
Brilliant.
19.
That's quite cool. What's that going off of intelligence?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 5, nothing.
Well, you needed to beat a 5, so you're all good.
Hey, nice.
Medusas are not hugely well known, but from what you've just heard, Shush has just been turned to stone, and for all intents and purposes is, from what you know, dead.
Oh, yeah, I had a cracking idea, but I don't think it went well.
Please, my lady Vixana, I ask you and appeal to you. From all that we can tell and our knowledge, it seems as if you've, whether it intentionally or inadvertently, turned our friend to stone. Is there any sort of way to...
She
undo
attacked
this
me.
process? I definitely believe you, to be honest. I'm on your side. Yeah, to be fair. We know our fight.
Okay. Sorry, you'll have to repeat yourself. I was too busy laughing.
Right. Hang on, Carl, because you're connected to your controller's connected to this. Hit the syncing button, sorry. Yeah, no, for all intents and purposes, sorry, we know our party member, and to be honest, with experience, we believe you 100%.
Yeah.
Out of pure curiosity, if, maybe she had committed this transgression because she had some sort of like past sort of thing, we can't ask her why she did this unless we can turn her back to flesh and bone. So is there any way that we can actually transform her back, or is she, kaput ski?
You can hear her seething, like enraged. After a couple of moments, she does respond. Either one of you knows the Greater Restoration spell, or you find a Greater Restoration scroll. But if you do, take her far away from here, or I will smash her.
Potion work? Greater Restoration potion?
No. No.
Okay, fair enough.
Is the floor shiny?
No. It's like...
Is there any shiny surface I can see near me?
roll me a perception check. With disadvantage because you're currently looking at your boots.
Mm-hmm.
You have a coin, don't you?
I do. 9.
9. From what you can see, no.
Okay.
It is all stone. Is all stone floor. It is not polished or like reflective anyway, but it is like a shiny floor.
Can I shuffle along next to Shush so I'm standing within touching range of her stone form?
I would say from the corner of your eye, you can just about see like her left leg.
If I were to reach out my arm, can I touch her?
Yes.
Okay. Then I would like to pull out my shield. Like, maybe I already have it on my hand, I don't know how the situation is, but I would like to have my shield in such an orientation as though I'm pretending to see her, while my hand is on his shoulder. My eyes go wide as I cast the spell Meld into Stone.
Remind me what that does.
Incoming. You step into a stone object or surface large enough to fully contain your body, or you can take content of your stone, make yourself into a statue, melding yourself and all the equipment you carry with the stone for the duration.
Shush has the body of a child. You are an adult tiefling. Is not the same size.
I'm also an elf, so I'm taller than most.
Even
so, Meld into Stone also has an old form of just turning yourself into a bloody statue. You don't have to turn fully into stone. Just like.
So you just look. What is your idea here? What is your plan here?
To also become stone and pretend that I've been stonified by her.
Okay. Do you have to roll for anything?
No, but I am
actually
definitely fucked when I do this. I cannot see anything, and any checks are at disadvantage. I can discast it, but I can only hear.
You can only hear. Okay.
I can only hear, and I feel like touch.
Speed
Yeah,
reading.
I only have like minor, like very muffled senses.
Okay.
What is the point of doing this?
You'll see.
Right, okay.
Oh, there's a plan. I love it.
You
It's all
turn
part of the plan.
you turn your body to stone. You're right there, Callum.
Standing as though I've seen her through my shield.
Okay. So, Malsanct, you turn your body into stone. The Queen Avalana, not Avalana, Vixanus sees this. Roll for a resist, please. Just a d20.
Just a d20.
Yep.
Okay. 15.
15. I'm afraid it doesn't beat her 16. She knows that you've done some kind of magic to turn your body to stone.
Damn it.
And you don't hear this, Malsanct, or Shush, because you'll turn stone. The rest of you hear a slithering of a large-bodied snake slither closer to Malsanct. Malsanct? Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Technically, you have to do it at disadvantage because all my.
We're at disadvantage then. But I don't think it's going to beat her.
18.
18? What's your wisdom modifier?
+3.
I'm afraid she wins.
God damn it!
She's powerful. She uses discard magic? No, what's it called?
Dispel?
Dispel magic. Thank you very much.
Doesn't it go against my spell save DC? Regardless of what I roll?
Okay, what's
Still
your
would beat it.
okay? What's your spell save DC then?
14, but just I
Yeah,
thought that would be the case.
Yeah,
Because my-
you're actually right there. It does go against your spell save. No, but she wins. She touches your forehead, and your body instantly returns to flesh and bone. Do not fool me. I am generous under the right circumstances.
Well, forgive me for misconstruing that, my lady. My party member just turned into stone. I was quite sad about her fate.
You hear Dagon go, "Your Majesty," not Whatever you said.
Did I say something different? All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
Your
said
Majesty.
milady. Good.
Okay, please, if I may address the Queen Vixana, I'd like to ask you what it is you wish for us to do for you.
Claim a tome. You might find a spell of restoration in that godforsaken place. In order to save your friend, bring me the tome, and then I'll have Dagon lead you to the exit to these lands.
Okay. We ask only based off of the sheer hope of your gratitude and its existence, but our party member, though maybe slightly uncourteous and a little bit troublesome, is essential to us being able to operate as a group. And so, if you are willing to be so kind, perhaps you would grant us bringing our party member back to life, so that we can use them to achieve the goals that you wish us to sort of like go out and fight.
I do not have that power.
Are there none in this land who do?
No.
Well,
Unless they are very well hidden.
Then finally, do you have a wheelbarrow that we can sling our party member into, that we can carry her along until we find this restoration?
I will keep her in my garden until you arrive.
oh,
Okay.
now I get a title.
You can check to make sure she gets there fine. But after that, you must leave for this area and go get my book.
Can we, when we return with the restoration scroll, is there any chance that we can trade our bard out for a more helpful party member?
She will be returned as she was.
Okay.
What a downgrade.
Yeah.
And have you no members who can come with us to assist our searching?
There seems to be a barrier around the building, not letting the Durgar or the Smurf Niblins in. Every time I send a platoon there, they cannot enter. I myself cannot enter the godforsaken place.
Well, Your Majesty, if I may have a remark, you did counter my spell with great strength. Can you not do the same to that barrier?
It is beyond my capabilities, sadly to say.
Alright, time to infiltrate.
Yeah, agreed. I'd say we desperately require our bard back to the party, so I'd say the quicker this is over, the better.
Oh, why?
Yep. Hey, you had a plan. She saw through it. Well, pretty good.
Whilst you guys are all doing this, two of the blindfolded dwarves come in, pick Shush's stone visage up, and then carefully take her out towards another set of double doors. As the doors are opened, you see various different creatures in stone form. You see a couple of drow, a minotaur, something that looks like a young dragon,
It was a message.
a couple of Durgar, a pile of Smurf Niblins. Just the rest of them seem to be placed quite respectfully. The Smurf Niblins are all just piled up into a corner. Just their stone bodies just piled into a corner.
Any of them broken, as if they had been like thrown into that corner disrespectfully?
Many of them.
Oh.
Okay, we know their views here.
Yes.
I'm going to leave this room.
Oh, can I cast message?
No. For all intents and purposes, you are technically dead.
Yeah, I was about to
For-
say, I feel melt into stone. My spell has like gives me some like life still in between, but I think if you
No, but
turn
yeah,
into stone
you're-
involuntarily,
Yeah, but that's it. You're turning yourself to stone with magic, and
Yeah.
like you're still technically alive. The stone that a Medusa turns you into is you're dead.
you basically stop the entire body.
Yeah.
For, it's like
There is
nothing.
there is no life there to be had
Yeah.
right now.
No brain signals are moving. It's all stone.
It's everything stone. Yeah, you've still got like a fleshy core. Like your stone's just on the outside. Cheese all the way through stone.
100% petrification.
Yes.
Who's Petra?
Shut up. Right. Dagon.
And nothing of value was lost.
Dagon bows towards the Queen whilst keeping his eyes closed. Said, "Your Majesty, I'll lead them to the ruins now. Yes." "Yes, Dagon, my helpful servant." And he leads the three of you out back the way you guys came. Wade, what do you want to do, considering you are currently stone right now? Are you okay to stay for now, or do you want to go off and do something else? Like, up to you, mate.
I might go play some League of Legends.
Up to you, dude.
How long will I be frozen for, most likely?
Depends how long they take. It could be next. It could be next episode for all we know.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll go play League.
Cool, dude. We'll see you in a bit. I will message you with any results. Okay.
Will do. Right.
Cool.
Also, by the way, wait, just for the convenience of it, if you are able to still become available for later on in the session, say we get this finished off quite quickly,
Oh,
will you
yeah,
be able to
I'll be
access a phone call? Would the phone call say Snap or Snapchat be
I can get
that way?
Snapchat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
just
way
send me
contacting
Snapchat.
you?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Thanks.
Alright, cool. Yeah, because if we need you again, we'll definitely call you.
Well then, shush, the rambunctious bard.
Right. I honestly didn't expect that today.
Yeah.
I honestly
I
didn't.
almost got a free too. I had a plan.
Christ. Okay. Do any of you want to go into the room of statues, by the way?
No.
Seeing as are we out of the? Seeing as we're kind of like walking past the room of statues.
Also, we're
and
being
stuff like
escorted
that.
by Dagon, right? There's no way that we can break from that.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't want to
He's,
risk it.
he's not ready. No, he hasn't started leading just yet. I'm gonna retcon what I said before. He's not quite leading you just yet. He is stood there. Okay, go on, Callum.
I'd like to do a perception check around the general sort of vicinity of the statues and stuff like that. Asking Dagon, of course. Dagon, before we leave, may I be permitted to have a nose around the gardens of statues?
It is a garden. Go have a look.
Awesome. Let's do this. So, perception check, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, also, I'm not leaving a party member behind. You're moving. I'm moving with you. Scary place.
Okay. Then, Malsanct, help me look around these gardens in case there's anything of use here.
Sure. Alvalana, you coming?
Avalana,
Yeah.
are you?
You coming?
Sorry.
You coming
Sorry,
to look into the garden?
sorry, my camera was a bit weird. I couldn't hear a thing for a second. I just all come at once.
These guys are gonna go have a look in the Garden of Stone itself.
Yeah.
Do you want to go with?
Yeah, I'll come with. Sorry about that. My camera just all came at once. All like, well, that was fucking scary.
Okay, cool.
Oh wow, major lag spike.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, look around.
And there goes Wade. Crap. I honestly didn't expect that for today. Christ.
That was crazy. I mean,
Christ, you guys
Okay.
literally gave me a
I
heart
thought my
attack.
plan was so good, but she just saw through it.
Just.
it was a good idea. It was good thinking.
Holy crap.
Perception check, I guess.
Mhm.
All right, incoming.
Is that all of us?
Yeah.
Alright.
If you want.
I was,
14.
I was pretty happy
14,
listening
pass.
until
Callum. Pass.
I got a 19. Oh wait,
Pass.
I got 19. Yeah.
Pass. Impetu. You notice in the corner of your eye a distinct Triton visage.
Yes.
A Triton made of stone, locking hands with a tiefling.
Does that tiefling look worse off? Is the slave visibly?
If you're not sure, it's made of stone.
What's his clothing?
Clothing quite similar to yours, actually.
It's us. We're in a dream.
Is there
You
any
don't
more,
dream.
Oh
there
shit.
any-
We're in.
So it's
Oh,
wearing half-plate armor?
It is wearing half plate armor.
Is there
Okay.
any more information we can get off of it, or is that going to require a roll?
There is. Hold on, I'm not finished yet.
Okay, yeah, go on. Sorry.
There is also a stone woman there as well. Knelt down, her hands covering her face, and it looks like at the time of petrification she might have been crying into her hands. Sorry. As this Triton and Tiefling are stood over her, hand in hand.
The race of the kneeling person, sorry. Human.
Looks vaguely human, yeah.
Okay. Can I'm gonna roll, yeah, I think I'm gonna roll like a further perception check just to see if there's any, if I can see whether there's like anything attached to the statue, whether there's anything surrounding it, just general sort of perception. Okay, so that's
Can I do like an intelligence check to see what race the thing is?
8.
Yes, Will. And an 8. Right, and what were you looking for specifically, Callum?
Just generally, just any extra information as to whether there was like kind of like, I guess, actually, sort of more. I guess it was more of an insight check, really. Just to see sort of like,
see what's going on amongst this visage.
yeah, just to see like.
All right,
the sort of
Stefan, stop
scene
showing off.
See if I could tell what the scene between the two of them was, but
For the
yeah.
for the two standing, for the Tiefling and the Triton, it seems to be a warrior's sorry.
Sorry, I had a +6 on my insight, so it should be 10, not 8.
Okay, that's still same information. They seem to be in a sort of like a warrior's pose, like brothers in arms kind of thing.
Hmm.
But in this moment seems sad.
Accepting their fate.
Yeah, and the crying woman on the floor on her knees just looks like a crying human form.
I think we'll look at Impetu and say, thought it was unique for our races to interact.
Interesting. I thought it was unique for my race to be seen at all here. Perhaps Dagon may have more information. Dagon?
Or Dagon, my Dagon.
What do you want, you bloody fish?
I was wondering whether you could tell me any more information about the statue that we see before us here.
Oh, this lot. They were before my time. From what I've heard, they came together as a party. Quite similar to you lot, actually. This one here was actually quite similar to your friend here. And he sort of gestures with his head towards Avalana. Same race, I think. Quite pasty as well.
The fuck? Coincidence? I think not. I think there's a conspiracy theory here, guys.
This was a good... From what I've been told, it's good 500 years ago this happened.
Maybe with the descendants of the... Da da da. Reincarnation.
They were here looking for a item from the nine hells. Don't know what they're after. From from what I remember, one of their party fell down the valley into a Alpha Grix's mouth, and hence why one's crying and the other two. I don't know what they're doing actually. It looks like some kind of warrior pose. I'm not 100% sure. Paying respect to their dead, maybe. I don't know. As they were doing this, the Queen was coming along with a royal guard and petrified them.
Casually.
Yeah, I'll leave a coin. I'll take a gold coin and set it respectfully at the feet of the petrified Triton, and then turn to Malsain to say, "Okay, I think I've seen enough. Is there anything else you want to do here, or Avalana? Anything else you want to do?"
Nah.
I think we should hunt for some restoration scrolls. And
I think
mission,
let's
course.
try and revive our bard.
Mm-hmm. Let's attempt to save our bard at least.
Okay.
You know, if we fail, it's no biggie. We can always get another one.
Right.
Oh,
Pizza!
Stefan, hide that off camera, please.
For what?
Sorry.
I'm so hungry.
Or
You can eat during the recording session, Callum.
Oh, I'm so hungry. I'm devoted. I want to get through this.
Okay.
I
just want to get to break
break
time so I can go and have a cigarette.
Right. Dagon. Right, you guys wanted to move now?
Yeah.
Follow me then. Yes, sun seekers. And he leads you out of the Garden of Stone room, and commands one of the other dwarfs, "Get us the giant centipedes. We're going off." As he leads you out to the front, leads you out of the throne room, around that same passage on the left-hand side of the wall, takes you down the steps again. The two dwarfs with blindfolds open the doors again, and you are led outside. Where waiting for you are two dwarfs with two giant centipedes. They seem to be. They have saddles on them. They have 3 saddles on them, on each, and sort of like a more buggy version of horse reins attached to their face.
I'd like to do a history check to see whether I can establish, say, whether they're quite fast creatures or whether they're like kind of slower than horses, whether they're more resistant than horses. You know, sort of. I do a history check
Yeah, do a history check, but with disadvantage.
because I'm a Triton. Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
And plus, the surface world don't fucking have these.
Yeah, exactly. So, sorry, what would that be off of history? Yeah, so +1 on history.
Yeah.
So that's an 11/12 or oh, critical fail. Hey guys, these things are made out of candy floss.
Oh Christ. Yeah, these things
or
are
nothing.
These things are alien as fuck to you. You've only ever seen them about this big. These things are like 3 horses long. Right? Have you ever ridden a centipede before?
Don't know.
What do you mean don't know? Have you or haven't you? Well, your character's never been to the Underdark, so no.
Oh, okay. No.
No? Ah, this is going to be fun then. Right, boys, mount up. And you see these 2 dwarfs getting on at the very backs of the centipedes, leaving the front seats for you guys. Who wants to ride up front?
Me, shotgun.
I'll
You're
take
right.
the other one.
You're up front on one, you're up front on the other. Stefan? I guess that leaves you with one of the middle seats. And Dagon,
Yep.
who are you riding with? Avlan or Impetu? Sorry? You're riding with Impetu? Dagon gets on the centipede in the middle. With you, Avlana.
Yep.
Right. Who's in front again? Impetu and Avlana. Give me animal handling checks with disadvantage. With
disadvantage. No.
That's not. I got a +4 modifier, so I don't think I can. fuck up too bad, but
Don't say that. I'm on your behind you.
yeah. Oh well, that's a 2, so that's still pretty
Oh!
much as bad as a crit or a 5. Yeah, so 2 plus 4, so I got a 6.
I got 18 in total.
That's your lowest.
Oh, I got to do 2. Okay.
Yes, disadvantage.
My bad, sorry. Alright, and 19.
Wait, so what's your lowest?
How?
18.
My lowest is 18.
Fucking hell.
Nice.
Okay, Avalana. The dwarf sat behind you actually commends you for being quite a natural. You do lead it off into the wrong direction slightly, then he quickly grabs your shoulders and sort of points you in the right direction. Impetu. After a couple of seconds of trying to get this thing under control, this thing starts crawling up a wall. But in the saddle, you're locked in with the saddle, like a big belt around your waist. Give me a con save to see if you throw up. Same for you, Malsanct.
Yep.
God. Con. +2. To you.
Critical fail.
A 12 plus 2, so 14.
14. Malsanct, this isn't too bad for you. You've been in the underwater. You've been upside down in water before. It's like swimming almost to you, kind of thing.
You mean Impetu?
Impetu. Why? What did I call you?
Malsanct.
Oh, sorry. Impetu. It's like being underwater for you. Like you used to swimming in circles, like upside down and all that sort of thing. Malsanct. You don't do well with being upside down, do you?
No. I'm also covered in webs. I'm gross.
From the ceiling straight down to the floor, you proceed to throw up your last meal.
Oh. Actually, saying that, my last meal has been a while ago.
Alright, Impetu. Give me another animal handling check
Oh, gee.
to see if you can get
Straight out.
at a normal rate this time, not disadvantage, but at a normal rate because
I've
you've
had a second to realise how it reacts to me and stuff like that. What's that?
Luxury
8
chocolate
but plus
biscuits.
4, so 12.
12. That is just about enough to get this thing under control. Dagon is currently laughing his dwarvish ass off at you. Well, Malsanct more than anything else, but
Yep.
I'm also laughing at them.
okay, you're laughing as well. As Impetu manages to get this centipede from off the ceiling, round a small curve, and then back down onto the ground. And now that you guys are going in straight lines, the centipedes, they don't gallop like horses. It's not a smooth ride. But, their bodies are going like that kind of thing.
Like a Mexican wave.
Yes. The dwarves seem unfazed by this.
Mate, he's really chugging that wine tonight. What's he trying to do? Drown away with his memories. Drinking to forget.
No, that's vodka.
Well, I don't know.
No, that's vodka, believe me.
Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Believe me. Right. Anyway, it takes about, from what you can tell, maybe 8 hours or so to get to these ruins. These ruins are made of a black stone with black iron, spiky, not crenellations. What's the word? Embossed sort of thing. A stone piece that goes like that has a metal section on top of that covered in spikes, and the front window, almost like a British church kind of look to it. The front of the building, but it's built into the side of the wall.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. But the main window is clear glass, but the iron connecting everything looks like a spider's web.
It's the Church of Spiders.
No. Can I have some chit chat with Dagon, shouting across centipedes?
Anyway.
Yeah.
I ask him, how much do the guards hate to be on duty in the Queen's room, looking at the size of the garden.
The Queen is extremely great to us. As long as we don't disobey or fail her in any way, we're fine.
Wait, so you guys are treated fairly?
We are, yes.
Ah, shit. I'm actually.
Well, I was more on the impression like you have a
Interesting.
constant risk of making a mistake of looking at her, right?
She can choose. She can choose whether or not to use the power or not. But just out of respect, we do not look her in the eye.
Right.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. That's actually genuinely quite interesting.
Your friend decided to piss her off, therefore got turned to stone.
We don't. Well, we do sort of know her, but anything she does, we're not claiming responsibility because we've tried to stop her before. It never works.
I think it's about time we made up like a written document where we all sign that the actions of SHH don't define us as a group.
Yeah.
The amount of times we had to
what
say
do you
this is getting ridiculous.
No, definitely.
Callum,
Yep.
what are you doing with the basket?
What we're doing, stuff that I will show
Lotion
you
in
over
the
the course
basket.
of the break, for it is not YouTube friendly.
Oh, okay,
Right.
okay.
Okay, carrying on.
Fair enough.
You guys well,
Sorry.
you guys arrive at this almost church-looking building, again made of black stone and iron, with loads of spikes coming out from the front of it. All of you roll me a religious check.
Woo!
Oh, Jesus, fuck. Religious check. Hang on a minute, I need to see which one's under. Oh, okay, nice. Okay, then.
Intelligence. 14.
12.
1 minute. 16.
Okay, that's all high enough. But Malsanct, you're going to get a little bit of extra information because of your affinity.
Religious nature.
Yeah, religious nature. It's not a church, but it is designed to respect the goddess Lolth, which is a half human, half drow top, like top half from the waist up. From the waist down is all giant spider.
That sounds weird. Wait, what?
Like a centaur, but spider, not horse.
Ha! That's kind of cool. It's a bit like a.
She is known as the goddess of spiders and lies.
It's.
Oh.
Fuck, I can't remember the name.
Do we know that she also is one that is keen on performing deception?
Is her name by any
Yes.
chance called Mephala?
Okay.
No, Lolth. I did say.
Sorry,
How
I
does
didn't
what
know
what
that.
does is her face a known quantity? Was her face is it consistent?
Her face is consistent amongst the drow architecture. Like all of their buildings, their structures, their cities are designed with this web-like pattern.
Okay.
But yeah, for this particular building, it is in ruins. The glass though is intact, along with the spider web pattern. Like a stained glass window, but spider web shaped.
Spider web. Spider web. Okay. Well, should we
You guys are about
head in?
You guys are about 30 foot from the entrance. The dwarfs. Once you guys stop, the centipedes. Give me another animal handling check to see if you can to see if you can stop the centipedes.
I hold on to Impetu tightly.
You are about 5 foot behind him. There is no way you can reach to grab him.
It's
I hold
an,
on to the centipede tightly.
an unnatural 23.
An unnatural 23. Fuck. And Impetu?
I
Eight.
got, yeah, so
8.
I hold on to the centipede tightly.
Noted.
He holds it even tighter.
Avalana, you're able to, once you understand like how this creature moves and everything, and like with Dagon behind you giving you a little bit of handy information here and there, you're able to like pull back on the reins and stop the centipede almost dead in his tracks. Impetu,
No.
there's a lovely wall over there. The centipede apparently wants to go have a look.
make him crash through the door and just wreck
Get-
shit up.
Give me another animal handling check, Impetu, with disadvantage.
God. Centipede is like Mary.
How? What is
13.
is?
Hold
Is
on,
the
hold on,
speed-
hold on, Mousank, hold on.
So it's a 17 or a... Oh, fucking botch that roll. 17 or a 14 plus 4, 18.
18.
So 17 at disadvantage.
17. That is enough to get the centipede 3 feet before you hit the wall. You manage to pull back on the reins and stop it. The dwarf at the end with his helmet in his hand, just going like this. The centipede stops. Do you want to get off now, or
I jump right now off this thing.
you unbuckle your straps and Mousank, you kind of jump / fall off the centipede onto the floor, just like starfish on the ground,
Yeah.
like yes, ground, and just start.
Whatever is the quickest way off, I'll take that.
You just start kissing the dirt.
And yeah, the second it comes to the point where it's like at a stable sort of stop, yeah, I'll jump off as well.
It's like a sudden stop. Okay, you unbuckle
Okay.
you unbuckle yourself, get off. The dwarf wasn't even buckled in.
He
ju-
goes flying off.
He just jumps off. He is so used to riding these things. It's fine for him. Right, you men, start setting a fire. And you get the grubs out. We're having lunch.
Human?
Hey,
Who's a human?
no, we're saying you there get lunch out.
Oh. No, you're on about the fire.
I said you there, like you two get a fire started. You there get lunch out. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Don't know what you heard.
I think I'm hearing things.
You must be.
Have you any bacon?
What's bacon?
Okay, I feel like we should skip lunch and continue.
You see them getting lunch prepared. The dwarves are pretty decent with this sort of stuff. Like very quickly, just getting a fire started. One of them goes and uses his two-handed axe, just chops down a giant mushroom, drags it over with ease, and just starts cutting it up for a fire. Starts placing it into the middle of some rocks. You've seen this circular formation of rocks. It's already there, and has got bits of like burnt mushroom in it already. So you know that they've been here before. But yeah, he just starts putting bits of mushroom in, using some some flint and stone to just cause some sparks to fly into the mushroom. It lights up. One of them, from his backpack, you didn't notice before, but you can see is wriggling from the inside. He pulls out an aubergine or an eggplant or an eggplant sized, for eggplant for you Americans, an aubergine sized grub.
Whoa!
That sounds.
Takes a stick, rams it into one end, and then while still wriggling, holds it over the fire. This thing doesn't make a noise. This creature doesn't make a noise or anything. It just slowly starts to cook. Are you sure you don't join us? Dagon says.
I'll join you, thank you.
We'll join you for as long as it takes for us to reach a conclusion as to our next actions. So I ask you,
Very well.
I ask you, is this church the barrier in which the Queen hang on, I wrote this down.
Come on.
Queen Vixana.
There you
Queen
go.
Vixana. That's right. I take notes.
Good
Take
lad.
note of me taking notes. Meta notes. Yeah,
That's
no.
fine.
I ask you, is this the place where Queen Vixana spoke of us not being able to cross?
We won't be able to cross. We don't know about you.
Okay, then we'll eat our food, and as soon as we've had our fill, then we'll persist with our quest.
Hey, have you ever had grub before?
Oh,
I
No.
can't say so. No.
Would you like to try some? And he's like, like from the backpack, he takes out another grub. A couple of them are starting to slowly crawl their way out, but they're just quickly grabbed up and skewered on these sticks,
alright.
and then put over the fire to cook.
Yeah, alright, I'll try one.
Okay.
Fuck it, why not?
After about
Yep.
after about 15-20 minutes of letting these cook, you guys are all relaxing. I'm going to count this as a short rest.
Hmm.
They cook up the grubs. Do you guys want to ask any questions or do
Any salt or pepper just in case?
What the hell's pepper? We know with salt, we get it from the salt mines, but what the hell's pepper?
Oh,
Pepper seasoning.
how do I explain it? Do you know what a spicy food is?
Spicy? These grubs are quite spicy on their own.
There.
Okay, basically it adds like a peppery sort of flavour.
You're saying peppered again, but I don't understand.
I don't know what's another word for peppery.
Shut up and eat the grub. And he gets a
okay.
stick. He gets a stick with a not blackened but well cooked grub, and he just
Yeah.
sort of hands it to you in one hand with the
Alright,
stick.
I'll fucking grab it. I like proper dig into it.
You dig into it? It's not the most pleasant thing you've ever tasted before. Like, this is probably their version of rations for like when they're travelling or out on patrol and stuff like that.
It's not like really bad, but it's not like really good.
It's not too bad, but it's not. You wouldn't eat it again by choice. Let's just say that. Like, if you have another
Okay,
option, you'll go
fair
for
enough.
that kind of thing.
Before I
You-
start on mine, I would like to have it cook a little bit longer to get a little bit crispy. Just to, I've never had this before. I want it
Crispy,
cooked.
crispy.
thoroughly.
you like them crispy, absolutely. And he gets a more well done one and hands it to you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, Tieflin. Or are you, Fishman?
I'll take mine as best recommended because I've never
As
tried
best
it before.
recommended. You want a medium rare one then? He takes one that hasn't been in the fire as long.
Yeah,
And he's
that is the way. Medium rare for anyone in the future. If you get a steak, medium rare.
It's not a steak, believe me. He hands it to you, and it's got a crunchy outer layer and quite a soft, squishy, almost jelly consistency on the inside. Kind of like a what's that? Oh god, what's that sweet that we used to have as kids? It was crunchy on the outside and had like a sweet jelly-like stuff on the inside. Fuck, what was it called?
What was it like? Is there any further description?
Fuck, what was it? Fuck it. I'll look it up later anyway. Yeah, it has a crunchy. It has a crunchy outer layer, but has sort of like a meaty jelly consistency on the inside.
Okay.
To you, Impetu, it's actually quite nice. It's no different from, say, like a sea slug to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sea slugs are normally in your diet, coming from the sea.
Yeah.
Mausankt, it is one of the weirdest flavour combinations you've ever had. From Brasaris, it's normally like rice, noodles, spicy stuff, that kind of thing. Very Asian styled sort of foods over there, sort of thing. And Petu, you're used to fish, sushi, that kind of thing. Sea slugs.
What about me?
You're from the south. You're from the Southland. You're used to just basic, normal human sort of foods.
Fair enough. Eat fucking steak.
Yeah, like that sort of thing. You're used to like proper meats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where these guys come from different areas, so they have different standards of food.
Yeah, I know. I get it. Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Gary's trying to keep it hidden.
Oh balls! Right.
Yo, how did you even get those overlays? I kind of want one.
It's with
Oh,
like
yeah.
a camera rig kind of thing.
I'll teach you afterwards,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. The only camera thing I've got is my streaming setup for Twitch. That's about it.
You have to have a camera
Right.
set up linked to a camera. So actually, no, technically just one, unless you want the dice rolling.
We'll
thing,
see you later.
which I have.
Okay.
Right. But anyway, you guys spend the next half an hour or so having lunch, eating with the dwarves. The dwarves talk about normal life, beating up Smurf Nibblins, talking about the different villages and how they're like the Smurf Nibblins are ungrateful, they like some villages haven't met their quota, or some villages have like one of them in one of the villages. This small Smurf nibbling girl just keeps trying to leave. And
Do we overhear this?
Yeah, you'll sound like right next to one.
I mean, I like to inquire about their like economy. Like, what do the Nibblins provide to your kingdom?
You're asking that, yeah?
Yeah.
Gems and ore mostly. If they're not particularly strong, so they can't exactly go into the mycelium forests and get lumber from there.
Yeah.
What do they get in return? Do they get like fair pay?
They get pay. Ha! And he just starts like deep belly laughing. We don't pay them. Their reward is the glory of our empire. The Garden of Stone is a glorious land. They should feel honoured to live in its walls.
Okay.
Dagon, you'd say that you're definitely Dagon. You say that you are Dagon, the controller of the Smurf Nibblins.
I am not the controller of the Smurf Nibblins. That is Queen Vixandus. I am merely the captain of the guard.
Okay. So you're Dagon, and the other Smurf Nibblins are lesser than you.
Yes.
Okay.
I look at Impetu with a very deep glare. Like, don't.
I'm just going to point that out to Malsank.
Don't you dare look.
No, I'm just going to put my hands up and just point it out to Malsank, you know?
I stare daggers at you. Don't.
Okay. So after about half an hour, you guys have eaten. You're rested up again.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
I would like to inspect the entrance of this building, which apparently is a barrier.
You walk to 10 foot in front of the doors. As you reach that 10-foot mark, you unwittingly walk through this purplish like barrier, almost looking like the waves that are covering Callum's camera. That shows up for a second as you walk through it and then disappears again.
Does anyone notice that I did that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I probably won't.
You do notice.
I noticed that I did that. Okay.
Yes.
Everyone
Everyone has seen that you have gone through the barrier.
I am looking at the dwarves, waiting for their reaction. Like, is this what you mean? This?
Yes, we cannot pass through that barrier.
Ah. Okay. I'll wait at this side. Not approaching the door any further. I'll wait for my party.
Okay.
Alright then. Shall we go through?
Up to you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I think I'll go through.
Avalana, you do the same. You walk through this
I
purplish
sprint
barrier.
through.
You run through. You just pass straight through it like it's not even there.
Fair enough.
No more further advice, Dagon?
Watch your back.
Then I too shall go and meet with Malsank, sort of like go to join Malsank and Avalana.
Okay. There's a little bit of a resistance as you try to walk through, but you do walk through.
I'll note that for the people as well. Do you guys feel the resistance as you walk through this barrier?
Well, it was like nothing to me.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you guys doing? You going towards the door?
Yep.
I would
It is-
assume so, yeah.
It is a large black iron door, about 10 foot tall by about 5 foot wide, and it's there. What would you guys like to do? You guys going to try and open it, or?
Yeah, why not?
Perception. I'd like to do perception before opening this door, just because the barrier was kind of present. It may indicate there's some sort of traps or some sort of further way to inhibit us from entering. So, I'd do a perception just to see.
Okay.
It's what's that? 7 plus my perception modifier is perception plus 4, so 11.
Ellen? Not from glancing at it. No, doesn't seem to be anything there.
Okay,
No
then,
tripwires, no pressure plates, no nothing. It just looks like a ordinary, like iron door.
Yeah, I'll continue as well.
Okay. Who's gonna open it?
I would like to, but seeing as I'm entering a different deity's realm, I like to. I don't know. It feels right for Malsec to clutch his spellcasting icon.
His your arcane focus, which is also your holy
yeah,
symbol.
arcane focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, my holy symbol. Like, and then open.
Okay. Malsect, as you touch the door, a freezing cold sensation comes over your hand as you grab the handle. A freezing cold sensation. You're going to take 6 points of cold damage as your hand is almost frozen.
Damn.
Before you quickly release it. And with that, we're going to take a break.
Okay.
Yes.
I will tell you when we're muted. Right, guys. We'll be right back. Why am I telling you this? I'm editing out the break. Anyway. Right.
Later.
Hello. My sound on and back to live stream. There we go. Right.
Hello.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and fish people and demon people and dream people. You guys have just got to the entrance of this ruin. Malsanct, as soon as you touched the door handle, you felt an icy chill hit your body. As you drag your hand away, you can see slight, tiny ice crystals in the palm of your hand from where you touched it. Right. What's everyone doing?
Let's try and run at it to open it.
It is covered in spikes.
Oh, okay.
The door, yeah, the door as well is covered in this black iron spikes. They're rough. They are roughly a foot long.
Oh, wait, I have a thing. This is so you know how the spell Eldritch Blast is using force, energy.
Bludgeoning damage, yeah.
Does that mean, yeah? Does that mean I can use an Eldritch Blast to cast it at the door to open it?
You could break it, but it is all metal. It would take a lot of Eldritch Blast to get through it.
Well, can I
take a shot.
just consistently, rapidly just do them? You know, until like something.
If you want, unless you want to try and open it by hand. Because Mouseanct, you haven't said anything about being
Give me
iced.
recoil. There's like fuck.
Okay.
So,
Does anyone else want to ask about that?
We stood there for an
So,
hour
yeah, what
blasting this
happened?
one door, and then somebody just walks up and just opens it slightly.
It's like, hey, what's up? Yeah.
just goes in for this really cool entrance. Some guy just pops in through the other door. You're right there.
Fuck it, I'm gonna try and open it. Why not? I stroll up to the door and open it.
You struggle the door. When you touch the door handle, nothing happens.
Oh.
But the door does open.
Okay.
Hey, what's that about? I ask him peasant, like, hey, what? Didn't you feel
I'm gonna-
anything that fucking hurt?
I don't know what you mean.
No, it's actually hilarious.
Cold, man, really cold.
I mean, I personally, as a Triton, we have, seeing as we live at extreme depths anyway, we are quite resistant to the cold itself.
That's
I
your
don't know, but then it feels cold to the touch.
that's your logic for what's going on.
To at least my knowledge, to at least my reckoning, we're quite adapted to the cold. You're a tiefling, obviously, without trying to make assumptions. Your race is, you know.
I mean, I
known to
don't
be
like the
kind of
cold, but this was next level Sub-Zero.
I guess the door is open, so
It
it's
is
pointless
open?
thinking about it. As long as you're okay and okay to continue, I think we should peek through this door and maybe take a little perception roll and see what we can see through that.
I did wonder why you were hiding your dice. No, you don't have to. You don't have to make a perception roll. I'm going
Okay,
to tell you what you see. You don't have to make a perception roll every 10 steps.
Peer through the door.
You peer for the door. There are books everywhere. There's paper littered about the place. There is what used to be blood stains on walls, floors. There is a skeleton in the corner. From what you can tell, it's the clothing that's still on there is of drow make. There are a couple of deep claw marks in the stone just above the body. Above the skeleton, sorry. And you have 3 ways to go. You can either go left, right, or straight forward. The same architecture. The walls are embossed with the spiderweb patterns. And it is pitch black in there, but you guys have dark vision, so me.
What's up?
What's up is a beautifully decorated ceiling, covered again in spiderwebs, depictions of Lolth and other driders, and again made out of this same blackish, slightly purplish stone. As you make your way in, to the left, left corridor leads to a doorway. The forward corridor leads to a doorway, and the right corridor leads to a doorway. What would you like to do?
I'm about to make a bold suggestion. I'm impatient. How about this ill-advised advice? We split up.
Of course that has to be someone. I don't know. I think we should stay together just in case.
That too.
Fuck, the weight of this being the deciding vote. I'm going to go for none of the above and say that maybe we split up to each go our own separate ways through the doors. But if we encounter, then we will. If we encounter trouble, then we or if we see what's through the doorway, maybe we'll each come back. We'll go the separate way through the doors, see what's there, and then come back and meet up here and discuss what was through the doors and a better likely possibility after we've each gone and looked inside the rooms.
I like that. Let's all take a door.
Fair
Left.
enough then.
Okay.
Alright.
Which way is everyone
Forward.
going?
Left.
Forward.
Malsanct, you're going left. Avalana, you're going forward, yes?
Yep.
And Impetu, you're going right. Malsanct. When you go to the door, again, you touch the door handle to open it. Psst, ice. Avalana, when you go for the door, you're met with a study, a huge library. There must be at least 20,000 books in this one room.
Nice.
There are tables lit about the plate. There are tables here and there with books on them, open books, like some open, some closed. There's a desk over to the right hand side. There are a couple of artifact cases lining the wall. Like as you go into the room, you look left. They're against the wall.
Yeah.
Like not the far wall, but like the wall closest to the door. You get me?
I get what you mean.
Okay. Yep. Impetu. You try the door handle. It's locked.
Brute force. I'm going to go for brute force. See if I can kick the door down.
Roll me a strength check.
And I think okay, so like again, like kind of play it to DM here, a little bit almost mastery.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any sort of way that I can kind of like perform, like before doing a strength check, perform like an intelligence check to see if there's like a weak point in the door in which I can kick to give me advantage on kicking it open?
I'll tell you what. I know you're above level 5, and I'm not supposed to be helping you out anymore. Make an Arcana check.
Okay, I'm gonna say because it's a bit like, but in an actual situation sort of thing as well. Are you able to kind of like try and use an intelligence check to detect weaknesses prior to kicking something to see whether it's got?
You can normally, yeah, you can normally. It just depends on like what's in my head at the time. Like, okay, this door is made of this. It'll be that strong. Therefore, you'll have to do this much and blah blah blah.
So, like if it's a metal door, for instance, then there's
You'd
not
have
much
to, in order
weakness because it's a metal door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay,
all the doors in this place are made of metal.
Okay.
I should have said sorry.
Right. Okay. Arcana check wise, that is a 16 plus 1, so 17.
17. This door has glyphic runes, not quite carved in the metal, more burnt into the metal at each corner of the door. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Plus the door is just locked. But these runes are not on the door specifically. They are slightly above and below to the sides.
Okay.
But going in and trying to activate the handle didn't do anything.
Okay, then I'll return to the area just before the doors and wait for the rest of my party to regather.
Okay. Thanks.
Being
iced.
very annoyed.
Oh yeah, you took cold damage again.
Ah, damn it.
I
was waiting
forgot.
for that.
2 points of cold damage.
Okay.
Didn't want to be that kid.
As you were kind of expecting it, but still went for it.
Alright. Now, realizing my fool's error, I pull out Mage Hand and try it that way.
The door opens.
God damn it! I'm pissed at myself. Melting is like, why didn't I think of that? Alright, what do I see?
You see a circular room with a table that's carved, that is carved out of the floor. Like when they were making this room, they carved this specifically in the center of the room. It has a glass. You know, in like fancy restaurants, you get like the silver tray thing, and they got the lid. Callum, you probably know the real word for it.
I knew what it was. Yeah, the thing.
Like, yeah, where they take the bowl off of it, and yeah, it's like one of them, but it's made of glass. And sorry, tray lid. Yeah, there you go. it's like a bulb. There you go. Yeah, inside there is what looks to be a bracer with a red gem in the center, and it's hovering inside this case, just slowly spinning around. Impetu, you're waiting in the crossroad bit of the corridors. Okay. Avalana, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna have a look around.
Okay. You find that most of these books are dedicated or...
Cloche! That's it! A cloche!
Is it called a cloche? Okay, it's a cloche then.
Stefan's a Dutchman, everybody.
Is that the English translation or the Dutch?
That's an international word, cloche. Is English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The cloche.
Cloche.
Thank you. But anyway.
Oh, it is. It is.
Okay. Well, Avalana, most of these books are centered around demons, demon summoning, and demon control.
Ooh.
That's what most of these books seem to be indicating towards.
That sounds flipping awesome. I choose to pick up a few of each of those categories and just start learning.
No, that is the general. That's not categories. That's general. Not the knowledge. Like the knowledge in this room is surrounding around those things.
Yeah, well, I pick up a few books and start learning everything I can and just keep on going through
This
books.
is too high of a level magic for you.
Well, I learn everything so it's easier when I do get it.
As a warlock, you do not.
Oh, okay.
Like that is a thing you don't get. Right.
Okay.
Impetu, are you gonna go off towards these guys or?
I was just going to wait until... I guess the plan was for them to return eventually, so I'll wait until they've made their conclusions on which room and yeah. Actually, no, you know what, in fact, actually, good point. If I do go and see one of them and then we both happen to return after I've helped them in the room, then it's a general meeting point, so I guess I can go and see one of them.
Yeah, go for it. Which one do you want to go to?
I'll go for the first option, Marsanct.
Marsanct, you enter this room. It is, again, the stone plinth with the...
Gem-laid embracer.
Generate on glass cradlate on top.
Yep.
With also I made a mistake. It's a blue gem, not red. Sorry.
Okay. Blue
Bracer. It looks to be made of sort of like a silvery metal, but has sort of like a slight blue glow to it.
Wait, it wasn't. You say bracer or bracelet?
Bracer.
Okay, bracer. Cool.
Yeah, but if you were to wear it, it would probably only cover about half your forearm.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Impetu. As soon as you step foot in this room, you hear a voice. One worthy. A bit too deep. One worthy to finally wield me.
Only he hears that, right?
Only Impetu hears that.
Okay.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Perfect time.
Okay.
Would you be my champion?
I'm going to see whether the voice responds, and kind of look around the place. No, not very okay for a bit. What would it require? What is the cost?
There is no cost.
I'd like to do an insight check to see whether the
Insight
voice
on a
is getting
voice?
Yeah, see whether it's
Oh,
shitting or
you
not.
can read the inflection in that sense. Like, what is
I know, see
it?
whether it's
okay.
sort of lying or not. Fuck it, let's see why not.
Oh, to see if it's lying, okay.
2, plus 6 even though, so 8, not really.
8 together. It doesn't seem to be lying.
Final question. Do you speak of the brace that I see before me?
That is me.
That is you.
Is Impetu speaking out loud to this voice?
Yes.
Nelson is looking at Impetu like, what are you talking about?
Well, what are you talking to?
Yeah.
What? 1 second, Mousank, mid-conversation.
This place hates me. Nelson is concludes this place hates me. Fuck this.
You thought this was going to be a happy tale, but no, it's a tragic story on Impetu's slightly deranged mind and how it gets further and further into
Might
the
be.
depths of something
The
we're
depths
not
of
quite sure
madness.
So if you're expecting some happy ending, yeah.
Okay, I'll do final check before I try and be a little bit ballsy here. I'll try and do a history check on the
History check?
Actually-
Oh, to see if you like recognise it or anything, or
history. Actually, can I perform a history and an arcana? So, like, 1 to see whether there's any sort of like stuff I recognise, and 2 to see if there's any magical properties or.
on the bracer itself.
Yeah.
Okay. A
Okay,
history,
so it'd be a history-
yeah, do me a history check first. See if you learn anything about that first.
It went like into the rolling tray and then just whoop
Yeah,
at the other
I
side.
know. I saw.
Awful. So that's a 12 plus my history is 1, so 13 for history.
13. You've never heard of something like that. You've heard of enchanted magic items before, and like some of them sometimes have consciousnesses. Excuse me. Whoa, excuse me.
Isn't Impetu wielding one around his neck right now?
No.
An enchanted
No,
magic
neither.
item? Oh.
Brace probably. Matter, but
No, you have. Wait, do you have anything enchanted? I forget. You have an enchanted
That's
trident.
fire-
my
Fireballs.
trident, yeah.
Oh, the necklace
My
fireball. Yeah, but that does
Yeah,
not.
that's
Yeah, but that doesn't have a consciousness.
Mhm.
Alright.
It's just a magic item. That means it does magic or is powered by magic, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've heard of magic items before. They're fairly common in the world. Ones with consciousness, though, are quite rare.
Okay, knowing that I know that it's quite rare, I'm gonna turn to Mousank and say, Mousank, it spoke to me, and I'm getting a feeling that I kind of have to do this. It's rare, and I'm looking to make a name for the Thrones. This is my big chance. I feel it, man. Point
Do
your
I have-
spear. Point
Do
your
I
spear
have to
at
defend
my
myself from your... Yeah.
throat. Point your spear at my throat, and then I will equip the bracelet. And if I happen to
Bracer,
become-
not bracelet, bracer.
bracer, so yeah. When I equip that, if I become a douchebag, just
I like what you're thinking because I thought the same thing. If you do this, I don't know if I can trust you. I pull out
It's
my
true.
spear with both hands, pointed at him, and I cast spiritual weapon to have the scythe at the other side.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the other check you wanted to do before that, Impetu?
I was going to do an Arcana check just to see what sort of Arcana is set off of it. whether I could get any sort of sense of magical reading or just 16 plus.
That is yeah, that's a win.
17.
This thing is radiating magical energy. It is powerful as fuck.
Okay, I'm gonna have to do it, Mouse Hand. Prepare yourself. It is gonna have a lot of power, and in fact, actually, as an action,
wield me.
Abe should really get ready to attack me as well. You're gonna have to come in with everything you can.
Can you have a prepared action and a prepared bonus action?
Who are you talking to?
Me.
Oh,
DM.
Oh, you. Yeah, you want a prepared action? Yeah, prepared action. Stab him.
But both an action and a bonus action. Can you prepare like a full turn?
Yeah, can do. I'll allow it.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to prepare the action of two-handing thrusting my spear in his throat and
the spiritual
back
weapon
the scythe behind him. Yeah.
Okay. Okie dokie.
Are you ready, Impetu?
I equip the bracelet.
The
brace.
As you take the thing off, I keep forgetting the fucking name of it.
Bracer.
No,
Bracer.
The bowl.
I'm already
Cloche.
bracing.
The cloche. As you take that off, air like suddenly sucks into it. As you lift it off, like it's been vacuum sealed, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You take it off, the air goes rushes into it, and the bracelet slowly stops spinning and comes to a halt and lays on the plinth.
Oh man. I'm gonna very, very slowly and cautiously hold my kind of like arm out to see whether it will like kind of like latch on sort of thing or.
My eyes have never tracked one's hand as cautiously as this before.
Okay. As you just move your arm over it, seeing if it will attach itself, it doesn't.
Okay, I'll attach it to me then.
On which arm? Your dominant right hand, yeah?
Yeah, fuck it. We'll go with the dominant one. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You take this bracer, take it in your hand, and when you put it onto your wrist, or like without you doing it, as soon as it makes contact, like full contact around your wrist, the buckles seal up, and the two metal plates on either side of the front, covering the buckles. Give me a Constitution save with advantage.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Don't fail. I'm prepped. Don't do any sudden movements.
Here
I'm
it
prepped.
begins. So my con is that's a 17. My con is obviously advantage, but so I get a +2 for that. So either a
That's
19,
or an
18. So 19.
19. For a second, you feel immense power go straight up your arm, and then nothing. But in your head, you hear this laughing, sort of like a happy laugh, like, yes, finally one who can wield me. Let's go slay some tyrants.
Oh, dude. I'm gonna have to do a Q&A with this entity after the video. So many questions.
Also, are you alright? What's happening?
I can hear a voice in my head. In fact, voice, what do I refer to you as?
Stay silent for the moment.
Okay, well, no answer.
I guess
there.
it's open to dialogue. I trust it even less because of it. Who is it?
It won't tell me.
You've because you're connected to this thing now, you feel like it's resting after connecting back with a living creature again. It's like just taking in like the surrounding. It's like it's overloaded with information because it's been so long since this thing's been attached to anyone.
Oh, okay, I got you.
It needs a rest.
Yeah, exactly. Achievement and stuff. Yeah, okay. It said that I was the one able to wield it, and that's all the information it gave me. I couldn't get anything much insight-wise off of it as to its intentions or something, only that Arcana-wise it held great power. So I'm feeling that perhaps it's taking a rest before it can then attune to me to kind of get, kind of like powerful again. So maybe on the next short rest, you and Avalana, or the next rest we take, you and Avalana take it in turns to guard me Spirit Throat until it's regained its full power.
But I mean, it's dormant now. Can you take it off?
The metal plates are covering the buckles.
Showing it to Malsanct. I don't think so. Not easily.
Can I
Oh my
quietly drag my spiritual weapon scythe along that metal plate, like see if it budges?
Callum,
The spiritual
you have
weapon or the
shield
actual weapon?
mirror.
Yeah. I would like to have the spiritual weapon like with the point of the scythe like along the metal buckle, see if it does anything.
Impetu, you hear screaming in your head. This deep-voiced screaming.
I'll recoil my
Please.
hand the second he's doing it.
Make
Can I
a
hear that?
make a con save.
Okay, but yeah, the second I hear the screaming, recoil my hand, sort of almost in pain. Like,
Yeah.
crit fail.
Crit fail. Malsanct, what's the average damage on your spiritual weapon?
It is
Just the average, not the
average would be for me. It would be 7.
7. Impetu, you take 7 points of radiant damage.
Fuck, I'm gonna get fuck. Okay, until we discover what this
Well,
thing
it
does.
is force. It is force damage though.
Force damage then.
Okay.
Sorry, force damage, not radiant
Until we
damage.
discover what this thing does, either the only options regarding like weapons in this thing, either we chop my hand off to get it off, or you stop experimenting with fucking weapons and damage towards me. Let's
Wait,
leave it at that.
wait, that hurt you? I scraped metal.
It screamed in my brain.
Why?
I don't know. Perhaps some sort of psychic link or something. I have no idea. I can't pretend to be well versed in this, but
I don't trust that. I scraped alongside the metal to try and get it off, and it hurt you?
exactly.
That's dangerous.
Exactly. So either we chop my arm off to get it off if we find out that we need to, or now we just take notes until we know that it's actually a danger.
I withdraw the spiritual weapon.
Okay, let's
Okay.
go and meet Avalana and go and talk to Avalana about this in case she has any insights on it.
Okay, you guys leave the room with their Impetu.
Impetu, you go first.
With
I'm
a,
behind you.
with a fancy new bracer with a gem about the size of a fist embedded in it.
Oh,
What colour is it, by the way? Blue, right?
blue. It's you.
Leave that with an amen.
Okay, you guys leave this circular room and head down the corridor. Head to the forward door. You guys both see Avalana with a couple of books. She sat down on the floor with a couple of books around her, just her nose in a book, trying to learn this, but it's just completely going over her head.
Alright. Avalana, anything interesting in there?
What's with the whatever it is?
You haven't noticed
The
yet.
bracelet.
Oh wait, yeah, you came in first. You came in first, didn't you, Impetu? So yeah, you would have.
I'd like
You would
to-
have noticed.
Yeah, I'd like to tell Avalana about the bracelet anyway and just catch her up to details of what's going on.
So
Okay.
is it a brace?
It's a bracer.
Yeah, like a arm sort of like thing.
Like if you've
Yeah.
seen,
I
like
if
to
you've
sit-
seen,
I
if
like
you've
to
seen,
sit next to.
if you've seen medieval armor before, like it covered, like normally bracers would cover the entire forearm. This thing covers about half.
It's like
Oh, yeah.
like a Wonder Woman sort of thing, you know, like.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't take inspiration
okay.
from that, but yeah, kind of.
So is it like magical?
From what we can tell, yeah. Yeah, I'll explain the entire thing about the fact that I heard a voice in my head and the fact that, Arcana check and stuff like that showed
Okay.
that it was a great magical power.
Alright, I will do a not quite sure what type of check I would do.
What, do you want to do a check, or do you just want to tell them what you found?
Oh yeah, I also tell him what I found.
Okay. Avalon tells you. I'll wait till he gets back.
Uh,
Go on, sorry man.
All good.
Apologies.
Okay. So yeah, Avalana has her nose in the books, and she tells you. I love that. Just meh.
She is such a pain in the ass.
How am I?
Anyway.
How's my character pain in the ass?
That is mummy's on about. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, Avalana tells you that she found this huge fucking library, and it's a 2-floor library. So you got one main room here, then 2 ladders, and then it leads off to a 2nd floor. And this place is filled with books. And from what Avalana's been able to find out, they all are relevant around demons, demon summoning, demon control, different types of demons, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I would like to approach Avalana after what she said that she discovered. Like, wrap an arm around her shoulder and whisper in her ear. Trying to control demons doesn't work out that well. And regarding Impetu, it's us against him. Watch him. That bracer is weird.
Can I roll a perception to see whether I hear it?
Hey,
I want to roll a perception to see if I hear it.
go
Yeah.
for it.
12 plus
10 was 10 was enough. Yeah, you hear it.
yeah, I have 4.
Wait, don't I roll against it? As
No.
trying to be quiet?
I'm gonna overrule just for the fun of it and say he heard you.
Oh, fine,
60.
fair. That's fair.
Okay. I'm going to turn to you guys and sort of say, like, look at you both very sternly and say, believe me, I don't want to be an encumbrance to this party, and if I should happen to turn into something evil due to this bracelet, then it would be of my wishes that you dispatch me quickly as well.
Do you mind if I take that in writing? Impetu.
Okay, well, yeah, I think based on that, maybe we should all take it in turns, so that, like, say, like a short rest being about, say, 4 hours, maybe like me and Malsank to rest 2 hours, and Avalana, you know, kind of like weapon drawn to my throat in case I turn evil or something like that, and then maybe we'll change it over so that then I stand guard and Avalana and Malsank rest, and then finally Malsank and Avalana. But,
Nice one. Not
We'll
happening.
do shifts so that people can watch. Oh no, sorry, no. I think somebody should be awake whilst I'm awake, definitely.
Mhm.
Sorry, but we're trying to figure out.
Through.
Yeah, or I can sleep through. But I think from the seams of it, I need to regain strength with this bracelet, or the entity that controls it. Sorry, the one that speaks in my mind needs to regain strength. So I think maybe to get further information on this maze, what we're doing, and some other things, it would be better if we took a short rest to see what the voice itself said.
At the end of Impetu's very interesting lecture about what he thinks of the bracer, I'd like to take Mage Hand and knock on that bracer a few times. See if anything happens.
Okay. As you knock on the bracer, you hear a deep Malsank. Do you hear in your head? Bugger off.
Wait, do I hear it as well? Or...
No.
No, it's just
This was
directed to me.
this directed at Malsank.
Oh, now you speak.
I am resting. It has been
Okay.
it has been 2,000 years without
What?
a wielder. I am very weak.
What's he
do
saying,
you
Malsank?
intend to do with the wielder?
I need a host to
Okay.
live.
Impetu, what he said is he is a parasite and is feeding off you.
Do you want to insight that, or 'cause that's not what the bracer said.
I personally can't insight it, can I? At least Stefan, because I didn't hear it.
No, you can.
No, I heard it.
No,
I
you-
am telling a lie to you. I'm saying he said he's a parasite and he's feeding off you.
Okay,
Far from the truth.
I want to insight on Stefan at least to see whether he's telling the truth. 'Cause
Can I this time roll against that? Deception?
You
Yeah,
if,
you have to roll
before
a
before
deception, yeah.
before this happens, well, as this is going on, as you're inciting him, the bracer speaks to you again, Malsankt. I am not a parasite. I need time to rest, not him to rest.
Alright. Then why use the word host? so specifically? Why can't you rest without one?
I was sleeping until I sensed him. In
Then
sleep.
why are you not rested?
Doesn't work that way.
Hmm.
I'm
He
gonna
needs the power of a
interrupt.
host, he's saying.
Okay, I don't like the fact that something on me is speaking to somebody who isn't me without me being able to hear what the fuck is going on with this. We're gonna need Mousangs. Would you mind every time this thing speaks, could you just repeat what it's saying in addition to your conversation, so we have
Oh,
some
ask
sort of
him.
What
Okay,
the fuck's going on?
The bracer speaks to you, Impetu, and says the exact same thing that he said to Malsanct. That he's not a parasite, he's not technically feeding off you, but he needs a host to survive, sort of thing. Well, not
See,
not,
Impetu,
not
he got me
survive.
concerned.
Not survive, but to like keep his consciousness alive.
Can I do an insight check? I'm going to ask it. Should there be any cause for concern? With an insight check. Okay, so I see whether I can tell whether it's like lying or.
The
15
only
plus plus 6, so a natural 21.
and natural 21. It is telling the truth.
Okay, I'll relay that to Malsand. I'll say, from what I know of the insight into beings and their kind of like waves of deception, I do genuinely believe this thing honestly has no ill will towards me.
Well, I resent its wording. Speaking of you as his host, I don't trust it.
Maybe so, but seeing as we can't understand the thing itself and we know not much of it, we don't understand what its wording means necessarily. All we can do so far is take it at its word as to what its intent is towards us. I think for now.
So it can
assume the
hear
word.
me when I talk to you. Hey, Racer, before you go back to sleep again, is there any book in this library where we can read up anything about you?
Not me specifically, but I believe there are some knowledges pertaining to magics here.
Vague? Any familiar with this library, or...?
No, the woman who summoned me tried to wield me, but she was unworthy.
Okay.
Oh,
Alana.
Then she
I'm going to
locked
sleep.
me up. I've been waiting here for 2,000 years.
Are you joking?
Where were you summoned from, then?
I was summoned from the ninth. No, not the ninth. The... Fuck, I have to read my own bloody backstory for this thing.
Okay, I'm by the way, I'm going to sleep. Whilst this is happening, and Patty's heard enough, he's going to take a rest. These guys can speak for the bracelet, and Patty's going bye-bye. He's going to have a little night-night. Too much stuff today.
He's from the 5th plane of hell.
Uh-oh!
Well, can I do a
When she summoned me. The whelp that was wearing me died on entry, and I was taken from its corpse. She attempted to.
Can I do like an insight?
To all this bracer is now talking to all three of you. Also, Callum, where have you gone?
And Patty's asleep right now.
Oh right. For God's sake.
He's out. Yeah, have a chat.
Okay, well, you're not going to hear this then, Impetu, but these guys can relay it to you once you're awake.
Could it not speak to me subconsciously, like whilst I'm asleep, sort of thing, or?
No.
You don't.
I'm gonna
okay,
say
okay,
no.
I can do it.
I'm from the... I'm from the 5th circle of hell. I was created there to be an enemy of demons. Once my original wearer became a tyrant himself, I left. Got attached to a whelp, and then the summoner, this drow woman, tried to wield me. She could not, and then locked me up in that fishbowl.
Ironically, you picked a fish as your wielder.
I didn't catch on to that, but very good.
Can I do an insight check to see if I know what the demon thing is?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Give me 1 second. What is my insight? Okay. Alright. Unnatural 22.
Unnatural 22. You've heard of items like this before. It's a magical item that had it was created to be a weapon against certain types of people, or demons, or fae, blah blah blah. And sometimes they are powerful enough that they gain sentience.
Oh, okay.
There's-
Do I know what specifically that one is?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm not quite sure. I should find out. Yeah. Pretty much
Well, since our party member has passed out in this library of Lana,
Hmm?
I'm taking a nap.
Yeah. Thank you.
Are you all taking a nap?
Yeah, that's.
All three of you are sleeping, yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
You're.
You guys all nod off. After 8 hours, you'll begin to stir. And you will start to wake up.
Can my first priority after waking up be checking Impetu's arm?
Yeah,
Let's look.
his arm looks normal.
Yeah, Racer not having any
No,
any bruises or anything coming out of it. Nope, nothing.
nope,
nothing.
absolutely none.
Okay, I'm off an easy mind right now. Waking up.
Oh yeah. Did you say there was artifacts in the library when I first looked in it?
There are artifact.
Oh.
There are artifact cases. They all have random objects in them.
Can I go over and look at them and
Yep.
see what they are? Oh, cool.
Waking up, I will throw a ration in my backpack and something will munch on it.
Ave, still being in the backpack, munches away. When he-
Bracelet what it's doing.
I'd say the bracer talks to Impetu. What is making that noise?
How
Also-
about you answer a question first?
Very well.
What is it that you can grant me? You say that you have a power that I can wield, and I sensed great power, but what power is it?
I can give you the power to rend flesh from bone in order to defeat your enemies, tyrants, and people with power that they do not deserve.
Okay. Can you show me the power that you possess? Somehow.
I hide behind a bookshelf after overhearing that one sentence.
No, thanks. I believe you have the ability to. Do you not have the ability to summon some form of a demon or some sort of creature or something?
Do you see any dead people here? I can give you an undead minion.
Yeah, there was a skeleton. If I recall, there was a skeleton in the back corner of the room. The one that
In
you
the
were in,
hallway.
where we got- yeah. Okay, yeah. So there's a skeleton back there. If you could raise the dead, then perhaps we can see the power of this thing.
Can't say I won't be interested. Come on, Impetu, let's move back.
That's it.
Okay. So you guys move back into the corridor.
Yep,
The-
we face a skeleton.
The skeleton in the female drow clothing. Do you want to do the undead spell? Whatever it's called? I forget what it's called.
I will cast the Death Domain spell, Animate Dead, and I will create a skeleton minion from that.
Skeleton minion. Okay.
I will command
As-
it to stand tall and accept what is happening from this.
Okay.
Do not attack. That is basically the stack
Okay.
command.
Yep. This thing stands up. The clothes are so rotten and decaying that they basically fall off the skeleton. The skeleton stands by the door, by the big metal doors to the entrance to this place. And Petu.
Okay, I'm gonna point the bracelet aimed at the sort of aimed at the skeleton and say, "Show me the power you speak of."
As you say that, you can note something down. Blech. As you do this, the gem, which is like the classic like diamond sort of shape sort of thing, bursts into blue flame. Doesn't hurt you though. Like you feel the warmth, like slight warmth from it, but it doesn't burn you or anything like that. And you've what type of clothes are you wearing? You're wearing like a long sleeve, yeah?
Yeah, so as a monk sort of thing, yeah, sort of like I guess like a monk kind of like robe type thing.
Okay. The sleeve on your robes burn away as pieces of metal all up your arm. Your fingers are covered in plate-like armor all across the fingers. Long claws about an inch long, also about an inch and a half long on each finger on your thumb. And the gem is, as I said, like bright blue fire, just lashing off fire, but it doesn't burn you or anything. As Carver has turned into a full arm of armor, just all the way up your arm and onto your shoulder.
What the fuck?
Please tell me that impacts his dex.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna say to it now. Now, how do I use this power?
Attack this abomination.
I'm gonna assume that it can do a range attack and just point it at it and just go explosion.
No, I know what you're on about, and I know what you're referring to. It's not the dragon boost gear. No, it's not.
Okay.
God
well,
damn.
okay. In which case, yeah. Seeing that has nerve, I'm gonna.
It
go
doesn't.
up to
Yeah,
it, and,
it doesn't. It doesn't go explosion.
I'm gonna go up to it and just see the weakest form of attack. Attempt to do what I think would be the weakest form of attack, and just sort of like flick it slightly.
Okay. And this is just a basic attack with it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
just like a little flick, you know.
Roll me 3. No. What did I do on this? Da-da-da. Attacks. So you're just doing a punch with it, yeah?
A flick, not even a like
no,
literally
not even a punch. A flick.
Not
Okay.
even
I'll cut this in half. Roll me 2d8s.
2d8.
It does
Right.
that.
Off of a flick.
Does that. Just bang.
That's a
That's
7,
Medusas, mate.
7.
7, and a 1, so 8.
8. Plus the fire damage.
Fire damage.
Roll me 1d4.
Whoa. Okay.
As a 1,
Plus the fire damage. Okay, so altogether that is how much, sorry?
9.
9 altogether. This skeleton has been turned into bone meal. As you just flick, and it just like the rib cage, like was once like this, and the skeleton falls to the ground.
Jesus.
You've become literally Meliodas of the Seven Deadly Sins.
I'm gonna have to watch that
No,
again.
it's
now,
not.
just
It's not. It doesn't reflect damage. I know what you're on about.
I
No,
look upon
yeah,
Impetu and I react in a way like, those
It's
skeletons.
become ridiculously OP. So, and the way you described it kind of was sort of like Seven Deadly Sins style. You know, flick and bang.
Okay, 2 follow-up questions then.
Okay.
First of all, what do we call you?
My name is Carver.
What's your name, bro?
Carver.
VER.
Yes, Carver.
Okay. Carver. And secondly, you can do that much damage ordinarily. Would I gain the
can
same
do
sort of damage from a weapon attack?
As long as I am activated.
So, seeing this, I'm going to try and like equip my. I want to equip my my rape. Is it a rape? No, sorry, my trident into a.
Wrong character.
Yeah, wrong guy. I want to equip the trident into the hand and see whether it kind of has any effect on it.
The trident, as you're holding it, gains the same sort of armor, sort of plating, like it's sort of like
Whoa!
down and up it. The 3 spikes are a lot longer, and it looks more like a pitchfork, like they're more curved,
Fuck.
and it is again covered in the same blue flame.
Oh man, that's insane. That is insane.
Malsanct is questioning is like in remarking to Impetu, those skeletons are no joke. You took a flick, took him out in one go. Ha, that's impressive.
Mustang, as you were the one like looking at the skeletons in order to cast it, roll me a perception check.
12.
You notice a small shining object poking out of one of the pockets of the leftover robes.
Alright. I mean, you're right. I'll pick it up.
Pick it up. You take it from the clothing. It is a key that's sort of got like a slight golden sheen to it. It's not made of gold, but it's got that sort of same colour.
Waggle the string to Impetu. Way forward?
Okay, fine. Yeah, let's go.
Wait, what's Avalon up to?
What?
You didn't follow them into the corridor, did you?
No?
She was looking at artifacts, right?
Yeah.
In the library.
Yep. She did not see the bracer activate. Give me a sec.
You dicks.
Hey, you were chasing artifacts. I was chasing the bracer.
I was trying to be more educated like you.
Well, we learned a lot of things here.
I'm learning a lot of things here too.
But tell us, what are you learning, Avalana?
Avalana.
Necromancy.
No, you're not. You're not learning necromancy.
Shut up, okay, I am.
No, you're not. I'm the DM. I say you're not, therefore you're not.
Oh, dead people.
I just raised a skeleton, Avalana.
I
Right.
can summon demons and fly.
No, you can't.
I can. Because at level 5 I get access to my level 3 spells.
So
and I
not
have
yet,
fly.
you can't.
I'm level 6.
Damn it. What level 5 spell slots?
Right. Yeah. Impetu, you feel this power radiating through your arm and into your body. Your hit points, though, are reduced by 5.
Oh, jeez.
Reduced by 5. Sorry.
Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
But it's 2-5.
No. Not 2. By.
Yeah.
Malsing makes a remark. I never took you as one to wield armor, Impetu.
It doesn't provide armor.
Oh!
Okay. So Avalon, you are still trying to learn something from these demon-based books.
And artifacts.
Fackle. Right, the artifacts. There are 3. Again in these glass bowl things, whatever the fuck they're called again. One of them seems to be an iron bar.
Yeah.
Another one seems to be a wand with a spiderweb top, adorned the top, like a spiderweb pattern made of the same material.
Yeah.
And the third casing is empty. and the glass is shattered.
Oh, well, on the spider box. The spider box? The spider wand?
The spider web tipped wand.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I do like kind of check or something on
An
that?
Arcana check, yeah, go for it.
Oh shit. Okay, it is. Oh, that's annoying. Wait, hang on a minute. $10.
A 10.
Yeah.
Looks like a wand that might do something spidery.
Okay. Something spidery.
It's adorned with a web. What else do you want?
I don't know.
Like the slippers I have on my feet.
I open up the case and grab it.
You open up the case again with the air rushing in like it's been vacuum sealed. In the wand stops floating and spinning and sits on the plinth. Do you take it?
Yeah.
Okay. You take the wand and it does feel magic in nature. You're not sure what spell it would do though.
Well, can I do a swish and flick then? And I'm going Guardian video.
Leviosa! Leviosa!
Christ. Okay.
That's
Where are you flicking the wand at?
Somewhere safe.
Somewhere safe. Where?
Okay.
At the wall, at the floor, at the ceiling. Where?
But the wall.
At the wall. You swish and flick the wand at the wall, and a tarantula appears out of a little red puff of smoke on the wall.
Nice. Is it passive? I'm assuming it is.
It's just there now, crawling along the wall.
Can I say tarantula come?
It does not do anything. It just keeps scurrying across the wall.
Okie dokie. I do another swish and flick.
Roll me a intelligence check.
Do I add on the modifier as well?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, a natural 20 and then plus 5 is 25.
Okay, a natural 20. You do it again at the wall. Poof, another spider appears.
What would have happened if I failed that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh, I want to know now.
Well, tough.
I command the spider to come over to me.
It does nothing. It just starts scurrying along the wall.
Fuck. I do, I'll do another Arcana check, I reckon.
On the wand itself.
Yeah.
Okay, give me another Arcana check.
There may be like a slight, might know what it is. Oh, 16.
16. It is a wand of summon tarantula or summon spider.
Oh, okay. What is it meant to do?
It summons spiders.
It's not really very useful if I can't control them.
It might have its own sort of like thinking and stuff like that. It'll probably be on your side, but it might not be controllable. It might just, be like a companion, like a dog would be. You can't necessarily control everything a dog can do, but it's still probably on your side.
Yeah, but you can tell a dog to come over though.
I guess.
Trained.
Well, let me
Try and train that spider. Yeah.
let me test to see how strong your spider is. Is my
Yeah.
arm still plated in the
Your
blue
arm.
gem?
Your
We don't
arm
know.
is-
We
your
don't know
arm-
what's going on. That's happening in the other room of Alana.
Yeah, that's
Determined by
happening in the
herself.
other room. Yeah, she's by herself
Oh,
at the
shit,
moment.
right.
Well, she's got
Yeah,
two.
yeah, then-
Well, she's got two spiders with her, but
Okay,
That's true.
fuck, then let's go and join Avalana firstly. And I guess seeing as we see the spiders and Avalana there, but don't know that Avalana summoned them, then we go, oh shit, a spider, and try and attack it immediately.
okay.
If there's
so
anyone that's going, oh shit, a spider, it's Malsank.
Yeah.
Okay, you go to spot the spider. Roll to hit.
So that's going to be my trident, my now armored blue fire glowing awesome trident, plus my weird bluey glow arm bracer
Bracer.
thing. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
Roll to hit.
Hit giant. Are you
Natural
seeing
20.
that? Are you seeing that natural 20?
Yeah, I see that. Alternate, you hit the spider, roll me damage. Roll me 4d8 plus 2d4.
Alright, can I put that down as the stats in the actual thing? Not to be too meta, but...
No, yeah. You're not doing a flick this time, you're doing proper damage now.
That's 48 plus 2...
4d8 slashing damage, plus the 2d4 for the fire damage.
Fire, okay, nice.
Wait.
One.
48 as slashing, is it trident? Is it piercing damage? You don't slash with a trident.
Not when he's using the bracer.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, so 48. 3. 8 is 11. 1 is 12. And 6 is 18. Plus 2d4.
Mm-hmm.
Which is 1 onto 18, wasn't I, said? So
Yeah.
19, and plus 3 is 22.
With that much damage, you have just speared the trident through the wall. Through the spider and through the wall.
Fuck.
It's not a particularly thick wall, only about 2 stones thick. But you've just, as you basically, almost like a punch, just straight through this wall. The spider is back into red mist on impact.
Carver?
There's a second
How the
spider,
fuck
right?
How do I deactivate Carver? That's what I'm asking.
Are you asking me as a DM, or are you asking Carver?
Oh, Carver. I'm asking Carver. How do I deactivate you, Carver?
Simply wield it. Not wield it. Simply will it.
Will it? Okay. So just stay before and you want to unwield him, and you will.
Okay.
There's a second spider, right?
Yep.
Around. You want to see it?
Do a perception check.
Natural 20.
You see the damn thing. It's only a tarantula though. It's only about that big.
Well, it is a random tarantula that wasn't here before. I like to grab it with the mage hand and examine it.
No, I thought they were
Closer
like
to
big
me.
ones.
What was that, Avalon?
I thought they were going to be like big ones, you know, like giants. Sort of
No, I said tarantula.
Tarantula, yeah.
If it was a giant spider, I would have fucking said giant tarantula.
No, fair enough.
Maybe if you're attuned to it, you might get a giant spider. You never know.
Hmm. Well, fine.
I like to examine that thing.
Well, you're looking at the spider at the moment. Okay, so you mage hand the spider over to you. It's letting out like a tiny squeaky sound, like squeaking, like at you sort of thing, like get off sort of thing. This does not look like a normal tarantula. It is covered in chitinous armor. It's got a big red line down its abdomen, and the fangs are quite sizable, about an inch long.
Sweet shit.
I am disgusted.
And
with
it's
what I'm seeing.
it's just kind of like doing that at you, like meh, go away, meh, sort of thing.
I'm disgusted.
It's
with what
not
I'm
it's not
seeing,
speaking.
and
That's
I
like
have
the body language.
Oh yeah. I mean, I have a hate for spiders right now, so with my mage hand I do this.
Wait, you can't say roll here. Roll damage. Roll. No, give me a strength check.
Okay. 17.
You just like you just hear the crunching of the chitinous armor and a small squeak as the mage hand is just covered in sticky greenish goo.
Yep, I dispel the mage hand and release. It's like,
Yeah, all the slime just go, and then as you look at the slime, it dissolves into like a red smoke and then just disappears.
huh.
Avalana, you were going to say something?
I've forgotten that.
Okay. Avalana, you notice Impetu with a like an armor all up his right arm, and his trident is covered in the same armor and slightly different shaped at the top. It looks like it's.
What does the armor actually look like? Is it like a scaly armor, like an actual-looking armor? Does it
No,
look
it's,
like dragon scale.
No, it's small plates that like come out from under each other, kind of thing. Imagine the boosted gear from High School DxD. That kind of thing.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
That kind of thing, but more fitted to his arm, and he's got. It's more. It's more.
It's a big version of
Whale, I'm talking.
Alright.
It's more silvery with a slight blue sheen to it.
Okay, that's quite cool.
This is your first time seeing this thing, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going. What have you done now? That's what I'm saying.
Is the skeleton visible from where we are?
No.
Okay.
It's down the corridor.
I'm going to explain the entire situation to him about the Arcana and the sentience and stuff like that.
It's called Carver. This is what it does. It does massive fucking damage.
And then finish off with
Well, then Avalana saw you basically punch a hole through the fucking wall with your trident.
True. And then ask Carver as well, kind of directed Carver. Do you happen to know, having been here for 2,000 years, if there's anywhere in which we can acquire some form of a greater restoration spell or scroll?
You're in a library full of books and scrolls.
Then let's all
If the scroll is here, then this would probably be the best place.
Okay.
Alright, can we settle like 4 hours to search for this entire fucking library to find one of those?
I would say, yeah, you spent like looking through all the different the scrolls and looking through the books and stuff like that. You do not. No, I would say you're spending. Not with that roll. Over time, Empetu not as great at looking. He's too busy admiring this new bracer, which does eventually returns back to bracer form, or the armor and comes off of the trident back into the bracer. The claws reciprocate. The trident itself bends back to its original sort of squarish, more squarish shape, and yeah, he deactivates essentially. Over time, as you're combing through these different scrolls, these different books archived among these tomes, you do not find a scroll of greater restoration.
Any spell scrolls though? No, because that's very interesting.
You search through all the scrolls. There are some spell scrolls. They're mostly for like polymorph, or you find 2 cure wound ones. Second level cure wounds. So you find 2 of them.
Can Melsang take special interest in those, being the fucking healer?
Yeah, you can have them if you want.
Yes, I would like 2 cure wound scrolls, please.
Okay, you take the 2 cure wound scrolls. You find most, as I said earlier, most of these books are all like dedicated to demon summoning. Demon summoning, controlling, and manipulating.
Wait, do we not know what's in the final room, do we?
Nope.
Door's closed.
Door was locked.
I do have a key though.
Okay. Wait, is it magically locked?
Find out.
Impetu, do you relay the information? You saw 4 glyphic runes on the corners, not on the door itself, but on the wall bits.
Alright, because I have a level 3 spell called...
Melsang, did you reveal that you found a key?
To Impetu, yes, I did. When I found it, like, hey, yeah.
Oh, well...
Yeah.
That's the reason to show it to Avalana, because she didn't ask.
Avalana, you don't know that Melsang has a key.
Oh, well... Can you show me, please?
You asked, like, what is Avalana asking Melsang?
Did you find anything in your room?
In my room, I found this bracer, and he called to Impetu. Impetu wielded it with great success.
And when I went down my tunnel, I found a door that was shut. Now, I remember Melsang found a key, so maybe that might fit for the doorway. It did have, however, runic symbols in the kind of like top left, right, and bottom left and right corners.
Well,
So I think that we should all go and have a look at that.
yeah, we.
Oh yeah, I do have a key. It's like shiny, gold-like. Maybe brass? I don't know. Shiny.
Let's go.
Okay. Do all three of you make your way?
Yep.
So
Wait.
the result of the library search was fuck all, except for a few scrolls. That
You found a few scrolls.
Loading screen. Please
there are-
wait.
No. Shut up. Yeah, you found the 2 cure wound scrolls. There is still the iron bar that you guys haven't investigated.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know about it. Did I see that?
I would say yes, spending a lot of time in this library now, that yes, you would have eventually seen it. It's still
Alright.
it's still in this jar.
I'll see 2 empty jars and 1 thing inside it. What? I would like to examine. What is this?
Yeah,
thing?
I kind of
What do I
want to
see?
examine this thing.
Yeah, the wand one has been unsealed and taken out. One of them is just broken open. Looks like it was broken open from the inside. And the very first one has the iron bar in it, like a classic smelted iron bar, used for storage, like that cuboidal shape sort of thing.
Wait, I wonder why that is sealed off. It's just an iron bar. I mean, if anything, curiosity will get the best of Malsank, so he would just open it up.
You want to open it up? Okay,
Yeah.
you open it up again. Air pressure floods in. The bar stops rotating, and then slowly lands on the plinth.
I would like to pick it up and examine it closely.
You pick it up. It feels very hot to the touch, but not enough to hurt.
Okay. Does it have any inscription on it, or just plain iron?
It has the inscription on it. This the main symbol of the 9th level of hell.
That's my
Do I-
turn.
Do I recognize that as that symbol?
You recognise that as that symbol, yes, due to your tiefling origins and your knowledge of religion.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask to examine?
Does it have any meaning to me? I was like, what
It is-
that
it
iron
is-
bar might be.
It is simply a. It simply looks like an iron bar. Actually, no. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Saving throw. Okay. 14.
14. It doesn't hurt right away. You start to hear screaming coming from the iron bar.
I hold on.
Roll me another wisdom save.
Natural 20.
It doesn't hurt, but again, this same screaming of one voice, just screaming in pain, agony, unimaginable. Whatever is inhabiting this thing is in constant pain.
Okay. I lay it down carefully.
As soon as you stop touching it, in your you do not hear the screaming in your head.
What's up, Marsank?
Well, this item seems to be cursed.
May I touch it?
When
I wouldn't recommend it.
Well,
Do you
you
tou-
never know.
Do you touch it anyway?
Yeah.
Against my recommendation, Melsick says don't do it.
Make a wisdom saving throw. Avalana.
Okey-dokey. I shall. Kind of curious to see what happens now. Wait, what is my wisdom?
Your wisdom saving throw.
Yeah. Oh.
In pay, you're just admiring his new arm.
You, by any chance added on the modifier for this one? I've forgotten.
A saving throw!
It's a saving throw. It's a separate box
Yeah,
to your
saving
main
throw modifiers.
attributes.
Make a throw, and then you got the saving throws to the right hand side.
Yeah.
Kind of like.
Besides,
the right side of
besides your strength and dexterity, there is a box at the bottom that says saving throws.
Oh, yeah.
And then you'll have to.
Yeah, I've never even got. You said, we never even got around to doing that. What the fuck? Okay.
Well,
it's
do you
the
have
same.
two filled in? Do you have two, ticked in those boxes?
No, I don't.
Right, me and you'll have to go off and do that then at some point.
Well, I usually miss a wisdom modifier on this roll.
Yeah, use your wisdom modifier on that.
Oh, okay, well then that will be what do you call it? 7.
A 7.
Yeah.
You hear the scream. You hear this same screaming in your head. It's of a male scream. Should have mentioned that before. Is a male screaming in pain and agony, and with that low of a roll, you take 2 points of psychic damage as this just screaming in your head just starts to give you a headache and hurt.
Oh, damn. Fair enough, fair enough.
Told you, don't touch it.
Okay, I'm gonna throw something out here. Let's draw a little combination or something and see how much power this thing has within it. I'm gonna stand in front of the guys and go gadget bracer.
What are you hoping to achieve?
I'm gonna activate my my metal arm, my guy.
Before you
Carver.
activate it, Carver says like doesn't shout it, but like says to you like, "What are you doing? There is no enemy in this room."
There is an enemy of sorts, something that's damaging my comrades, and I would like to see whether you have the power to pick up the ingot. It seems to be cursed almost.
It's a soul ingot. He specifically says it's a soul ingot. A damned soul that is forged into an ingot. It's used as currency in the Nine Hells.
I'll relay this information to Avalana.
Normally they're depicted as coins, but this one for some reason is forged into the shape of an iron bar.
Okay, yeah, I'll relay that information to Avalana and Malsain.
Okay.
And maybe I'll recommend that because Avalana happens to have pacts with demons and is from, in fact, like the Ninth Circle. I think maybe it'd be a better idea if Avalana kept hold of this.
Her patron is from the Nine Hells. She's not.
Yeah. I recommend that maybe you keep it, but in a bag. Don't touch it.
Well, as an additional knowledge, it is from the 9 circles of hell, but it is indeed from the 9th circle.
Oh, the 9th, yeah, not just the 9th.
I know this inscription. Be aware.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should give it to Avalana, though. Avalana, do you want this?
Yeah, I'll stick it in
If
my
anything,
bag.
your patron might find it a nice gift.
Might come in useful.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's go
So,
look at
Avalana, do you put it in your backpack?
Yeah.
Okay. You waste no time, put it in your backpack. As soon as you let go of it, the screaming in your head stops.
Nice.
Okay,
So,
what are you guys doing?
Go and look at that door.
I have the key!
You guys walk out. You guys walk out of this room, down the corridor, and then to the right, if I remember correctly, to the right, and you are met with this door. The lock and handle, same color as the key.
I mean, it has a keyhole, right? I can...
Yep.
Alright. Well,
Makes a
skeleton
lot
minion,
faster.
your time to shine.
Skeleton's dead.
Yeah, I mean, it unveiled the key to me. I was like, yeah, well, your time to shine.
Okay. You slot the key into the keyhole, turn it.
Yep.
Chunk, clunk, and the door is unlocked.
Before we move through, I like to say to Avalana, like, hey, did you see that skeleton in the main room?
Yeah.
In the corridor.
In the corridor right there? That's what the Carver can do.
Well,
This skeleton is like blown to bits.
oh, okay. I sort of just look at it and just go, oh, nice. So, yeah.
Yeah, so like I was saying, watch Impetu.
It will be fine. Don't be such a worrywart.
Hey, it was my skeleton, alright? He heard it.
Oh, well, I don't think it's going to be complaining now, to be honest.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
so-
Impetu, you took a short rest with it, yeah? With the bracer?
Yeah.
It is now attuned to you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, Avalana took a short rest with the spider one, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
You know the what it does now is a wand of spider summon, and if you concentrate on what type of spider particularly that you want to summon, it will summon it if it exists. And if you concentrate, you can command said spider.
Do we know that Avalana has that one?
Freaking awesome.
It has
Yes,
it has 5 charges. You used 3. 2, sorry. It has 5 charges. If you use the last charge, it has a 50% chance of breaking.
Does it do the charges like refill?
They will refill on each dawn.
Okie dokie.
And you are underground, so you have no idea when dawn is.
Okie dokie. So then I'll just put the wand in my backpack until I need it.
Okay.
Does
Right.
Malsec know that Avalana owns that? Owns that one?
Unless she tells you.
Okay.
I tell both of them everything.
Okay. Malsank, you now know, and Impetu, you now know of the wand of spider summon.
Malsec makes an off comment. If you even dare summon a face spider, I will punch you.
If she like keeps concentrating on it, she will be able to control it.
Go.
Okay. Who's opening the door?
We do it together as a team.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I turned the key, so I'm in the middle, and they are both at either side. Just push.
You try to push it. It doesn't. It seems like you need to turn the handle.
Okay.
That's how doors work, boys.
That's fair.
Fine, one of us turn the handle and the other two push.
Okay.
Fine, I'm in the middle. I'll turn the handle.
You turn the handle as soon as you touch the handle, mate.
God damn it!
Oh man.
Why? Oh, Christ's sake!
Oh,
Right, I try.
You take 3 points of cold damage.
Okay, maybe not. I won't turn the handle.
All right, mage hand, and I punch the fucking handle down.
No, don't break it off.
No, he's not going to break it off. I'm going to allow that though.
God damn.
With mage hands, you just. Oh, I've got cashew stuck in my throat. Alright. You punch the door handle. It springs down and back up. The door does open, but only opens about that much.
You guys push. I'm done.
There is light coming from inside the room. What are you guys doing?
I walk inside.
You walk inside. As the first person that looks inside, it is a beautifully decorated room. Nightstand for mirror, some different like personal items sort of thing, like perfumes, bits of makeup, that sort of stuff on the nightstand. A bed covered in a purple sheet with spiderweb patterns sewn into it. A dresser. And a drow woman led in the bed.
Is she alive?
She doesn't seem to be decomposed.
All right. So, I would like to walk into the room.
Mm-hmm. You see what I described?
Being annoyed with these doors and seeing this figure, I would like to cast Thaumaturgy and make the sound of thunder next to her bed.
You do that. And she doesn't wake.
Wow.
I go over and like Sleeping Beauty or whatever you call it. I just,
No reaction from the party. I just made a fucking noise of fun. That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Right. Avalana, what are you doing?
I'm going over and kissing her just directly on the lips. See if it helps wake her up. I can't remember what the story is.
Does-
Yeah. That's no White.
Does nothing.
Oh.
Snow White, by the way.
Hey?
Thank
Snow
you.
White is the story.
Yeah.
She's a poisoned apple, and then she's in the forest, and then the prince comes along, and
I mean, so
The
is Sleeping Beauty.
story-
Yeah.
Yeah. The original story of Snow White was very, very dark. I can't, things I
And
cannot
they're all
see.
the
Right,
grim tales,
anyway.
but yeah.
Anyway, back in the game, guys. Sleeping Dry Woman. Malsanct and Avalana, you've entered the room. Impetu, what are you up to?
I'm gonna do a perception check around the room. In fact, actually, whilst this is all going on and they're doing their main thing, I'm gonna quickly have a scout around and see if I can find anything that looks even remotely similar to a scroll of greater healing.
Very specific thing you're looking for there.
Greater one.
I
It's
mean-
called Greater Restoration.
Greater restoration. Well, we got a party member in need, Marsank. Remember that other guy, other 15-year-old girl. Sorry.
I'm aware. We dug through a library. There was nothing there. This is a room with a bed and a woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna search through her like kind of like, you know, what would you call it, like a bedside table sort of drawn and stuff like that through all of the things. You can try and ransack the room for one of those.
Okay, as you start ransacking, roll me investigation.
Which is a plus. I think I have a +1. Yes, +1.
Plus.
Okay.
Plus one.
+1. 15 +1 16.
15's enough. Under the bed, you find a box with a lock on it, like a good solid like padlock, like old ancient sort of looking thing. And you find that. Sorry. Excuse me.
Marsank, do you have a key? You want to try it again?
I mean, it fit. Fuck it. Fit in the door. Why not?
Stick it in the hole.
And also, Malsank is seething right now because of this fucking place. So, I guess he kind of does like half voluntary, half involuntary thaumaturgy, which causes the floor to tremor. Like,
Okay. That happens.
and I
Do-
tried to
do-
insert the key.
The key is way too large for the lock.
That won't fit. And also, there's an earthquake. Oh wait, that's me.
Okay, what's everyone else doing?
I also try and search for the scroll of greater restoration.
Okay, you give me an investigation check.
Okey dokey. Oh. Okay. 25 unnatural.
Unnatural 25.
Yeah,
There is
I've got a
look,
19 in my
you look for the wardrobe, you look for the desk, you look for anything else under the bed. There's nothing except for this lockbox
I try and crack into that lockbox.
with.
My hands.
Okay. The second you start wrenching, like trying to wrench the what are you trying to do? Just try and.
I just want to try and open it, that's all.
Right, there is a padlock on it. It is made of is made of the same styles of black metal that is like covering this place.
Mm.
When you start trying to wrench the lock off and trying to pry this thing open,
The fuck?
this drow woman opens her eyes, breathes deeply, and then looks over to you guys. She points at Malsanct. Demon! And that's where we're going to end it for today.
I want more! I'm into it!
We're gonna leave it at that.
I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it on a cliffhanger.
Darn!
Anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this, please make sure you leave a like, favourite, comment, and subscribe. But anyway, our after D&D session routine. How did you like it? What was good? What was bad?
Oh, a lot of plot development in an area I didn't expect in the Underdark. It was like
I didn't expect a fucking death.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
the fuck happened at the start with what the hell was that?
Jesus.
and if only there was a way, like, either Malsang needs to get to level 9 right now, or we need to find a lot of restoration spells to heal that garden, because I would love, like, a restoration spell, like Greater, that does, like, an AoE, like, you could revive that entire garden.
I'm afraid there's no AoE version of Greater Restoration.
But it doesn't exist!
But we can make it exist.
No. That would require you guys being at least like level 25 or something.
Yeah, we have to break reality for that, because it's
that'd be fine.
Yeah, the only things that can like restore someone who's been petrified in this manner would be a scroll of Greater Restoration, the spell Greater Restoration, or
which I unlock at level 9.
or the wish spell.
Yeah, well, that is so OP though. The way like the wish
Yeah.
in general in the D&D 5e.
Plus, it is a game breaker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, with the wish, you could technically heal the entire garden, right? Like heal that garden. Wish for that.
You could
That's true.
Yeah.
like heal
Well, to be honest,
heal
yeah,
everyone
wish
in,
spell.
like heal
I did.
everyone in like, heal everyone in this. Like I wish that everyone in this Garden of Stone was resurrection from their purification.
Did you? Doesn't the wish spell?
Maybe I should call upon the Raven Queen.
Do you have that spell? Or, no, you get that like level 19, 20, don't you?
Me? Yeah, I
Yeah.
get a level 10.
Oh,
But
do
the
you?
chan- yeah, the chances increase until level 20. Level 20 is guaranteed to work. At
Yeah.
level 10, you have a small chance.
Yeah, I think it's like what 10% or something like that.
Yeah, it is your level on a percentile dice. Until level 20.
Right.
Yeah, so it is
Yeah.
10%.
Okay. You have a 6% chance of it working then.
Yep.
All right. Okay. What could I improve on then?
I was going to ask you a question before you say that.
Oh,
I was
sorry,
gonna
go
say, can the wish spell be wish for anything?
Yeah.
Yeah, that means you can wish yourself to be immortal.
Oh yeah. It's game breaking.
Yeah,
I know.
it is game breaking.
If I ever get a chance to do a spell, it's probably the first thing I do, so I just can't.
I mean,
die.
any self-respecting DM would make that a very hard thing to get, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Also, I think there are rules around the wish spell. I'll have to look it up and everything, but I don't actually think immortality is out of the realms of possibility.
I feel like there's limits on wish,
I
but
always
not
read it
much.
and saw it as it's up to the DM sort of thing when it comes to
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Also, going forward, I'd like to make a point as every time Melzank is annoyed or enraged, his thaumaturgy gets out of control.
No, that is. I'm afraid that is a spell you have to cast.
I know, but he's actively like, fucking hell, and this is the first cantrip he thinks of, like, "Arr!" Express anger in magic, like, fucking thaumaturgy! Because it's harmless, relatively, but annoying.
Yeah, true. But yeah, what would you say is the best bit in this episode?
Oh, yeah, I've got an obvious one. To be honest.
you have the obvious one of like gaining Carver.
Insane.
Carver is pretty up
Yeah,
there.
that was probably the best bit where he finally gets some of his power or something like that.
Also, the reason it didn't go after you, Malsanct, is because this thing isn't fond on demons.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it was made to kill demons. I'm a tiefling. It's like, yeah, that guy. Nah.
Yeah. If Avalana or Impetu walked in the room, then yeah, it was going to speak to him. And honestly, I'm surprised that you actually ended up with it, Callum. 'Cause I honestly thought you would have been like, demon stuff, but no.
I mean, I couldn't necessarily tell it was demon, but I kind of like. It's one of those things where, like, either it's going to be like a great asset, in which case I kind of like. Either I die and I get like a really good asset.
I mean,
or, like,
Impetu has a great record of attaining great assets, like the fireball necklace and the slippers
True.
of spider climb,
And
which
the
I have now,
yeah.
by the way. But yeah, do
You
you
don't
have?
have anything. That's depressing. Except for that book that only does 3 cantrips.
well, and a wand that can summon like any type of spider that you think about.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a
yeah.
new
Oh,
power you have yet to explore.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
powerful.
You might be able to use it as a mount as well. You can summon like a spider mount.
Oh my god, I could.
If you're able to maintain concentration, then absolutely, yeah.
I will summon.
You could ride a giant phase spider.
Oh,
Avalana, take care. Every time you summon a spider, though, Malsang likes you a little bit less. That's like a curve you have to go on.
phase spider in battle, because if it phases into the astral realm, I can phase with it and then back out.
No, you wouldn't be able to phase with it. It can only phase itself.
Oh.
Also, it's the ethereal.
Also-
It's the ethereal plane, not the astral plane. Astral plane is somewhere very different.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to end up in the astral plane randomly. That's something you want to be very controlled at, because if you get lost there, your soul's lost.
Yeah.
You die.
No, well, no,
Yeah.
you're not lost. You're not dead. Your soul is lost. It is a different, like, think of parallel universes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I mean, there was like this cleric spell at the end where you can like teleport people into the astral plane and out of it. Like they have like make a transport move.
Yeah.
But if their links to their body are severed, their souls are forever lost.
Yeah.
So that is.
That's more astral projection, I would say. Well, that's what it'd be
Yeah.
akin to.
And that was what it described in the spell. Like with that teleportation, if their souls get severed from the body, you're fucked. You're dead.
Yeah. Yeah. In that aspect, yeah, you'd be dead. But if you are able to learn the spell plane shift or get an item enchanted with that spell, as long as you got one of each realm, like one tied to the let's just say the astral plane, and then one tethered to the material plane, you can bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's fair.
Anyway, final messages for the video. How'd you guys like this episode so far?
What a twist, losing a fucking party member. That's new.
I know, that I was not fucking expecting.
And also,
Yeah.
I'm so pissed that my genius plan just got found out by that queen.
What was your end game with that?
Get placed into that garden and try and infiltrate that queen from behind. I was going to be sneaky about it.
Oh, okay. But no,
I would probably be placed in that garden amongst the other statues, whatever happens to all of those, and then re-emerge there when no one's there. So I'm like, hey,
there would
hello
all
now.
this is like a kingdom, like a small kingdom. There would be guards around the place. You would have to be real fucking sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, that was my attempt. Like, fooling the queen itself would have been a great victory, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Damn it.
She rolled one higher than you.
And then the next time we rolled the same, but she had a higher modifier.
Yeah, she has a higher modifier than that, I'm afraid. But Callum, how did you like this episode? It must admit, your face when I described.
Yeah. Dude, that's fucking insane. That makes me like Savage said. That kind of makes me want to go and watch Seven Deadly Sins at some point.
Yeah.
But does that mean that Impetu has like a standard -5 on max health now, or only when Carver's
No,
activated?
sorry, I should have explained. When it's deactivated, you get that 5 max health point back.
Okay, I get you. So it takes a bit of. Does it come off of my hit point maximum?
Yes.
Yeah, max hit points.
Okay,
yeah,
so my
you
max
lower
hit
in the
point
rate.
goes down
Yeah.
overall.
So you
Okay.
wait when it's active. If you're say at full health, and you activate it, your health point maximum is reduced by 5.
Okay.
You do activate it though.
But when you deactivate it, those 5 hit points don't come back.
Right.
Okay.
Your hit point,
So-
your maximum is.
Your max goes back up, but the hit points are consumed.
Well, I don't
basically.
regen
Yeah.
the hit points back.
Yeah, I
get
should
you.
have explained that earlier. So
No, that makes sense,
now he's attuned to you. You haven't attuned to it. It's attuned to you.
I see. That's cool. That's insanely cool, man. This is
Power
a
from
fucking
each other.
episode.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add a little bit more detail to this. You feel if you use this more, the stronger you'll get.
Does Carver like me,
right.
or does he? Well, I mean, I've been inquisitive with him and not necessarily hostile.
You are. He understands that you are a tiefling. You are descended from demonic heritage, but you are not a demon, per se.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really care.
Ah, that's fair.
You are not his enemy. He understands that.
Going more powerful, I mean, I have to ask: does that armor go further than just an arm and a trident?
You don't know.
Does it even? That's fair. That's fair.
Like Iron Man style.
Yeah, basically. I'm looking like that's the final Carver form, like full like demon slayer, like.
You don't know.
And his final form's gonna be the high school DxD balance breaker free skill.
No. Anyway, I'm going to end the video off here. Any closing remarks?
Good
You're
part.
all cunts.
Shame I didn't get to meet the more of the drown, because that's where my Malsank story picks up again.
Drown the drown.
Impetu, anything?
25.
Alright, we'll see you next time, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.